crazy.
Why did you think I brought my lingerie here?
Not yours. His.
I think he was asking, was it my lingerie? That's the crazy one.
It was closer
No,
to him.
I just put that right there, but it's okay.
Hey, every No Jumper podcast begins with, "Are we live? Are we live? Hey, are we live?
No. Yes.
Reporting
Are we live?
live.
Maybe.
I don't. My headphones. Nothing. Check. Yeah, I got nothing.
I don't
Check.
know why you did that.
Nope. Are we streaming?
Josh, are you going to answer?
Why are we live? I got no headphones. What happened? What'd you do?
What the fuck did you do, Yuri?
Yuri, you're trying to sabotage the No Jumper show so the tent talks can prevail? I watched.
Is it tent talks because you're like homeless now and live under a freeway?
Yeah, TED Talks is for people who have something that they want to share with the world that's going to change the world. Tent Talks is just Yuri because he lives in a tent. Actually, no, he lives in a nice apartment at this point with his girlfriend. And actually, the weirdest part about the Yuri podcast that I watched was that AD was on it with no hat.
Yeah, I did notice that. I did notice
AD
that.
inspired me to go no hat today, too.
Wow. See,
Fuck with it.
there's some people that can go hat or no hat. I feel like you're one of them. I think AD needs a hat.
No, 100%.
Why?
His head shaped weird. I'm
You
gonna be
gotta
honest.
keep the Jimmy on.
First of all, y'all got the homie fucked up because as a black man,
You shouldn't always be pressured into having to wear a hat.
I mean, you should just rock. I feel like you don't have to go the Tory Lanez route. Go get the fake, line up and all that shit. The spray painted line up.
Is that what you did?
I feel like you gotta just let it rock,
Some people need it though.
Or you could just rock how it, just rock it naturally, bro.
To me, though, he is someone who I just never seen without a hat. He comes in with a hat damn near every day. And
I
so
mean,
to
but
see-
same though.
But
I
he,
wear a hat every day.
He went
pretty
on
much.
Tent Talks and he was just clearly like
I don't want to
not.
miss the waves though.
He wasn't really concerned about how he looked. So basically, it was the deal.
Shit.
No, he just like.
Are you trying to say
well,
he
I
was
could
looking
tell. I
blank?
could
He
tell.
was looking janky to you?
Sometimes AD comes in and he's like dressed to the nines, and then sometimes like he even told me that at one point him and his manager had a conversation where the manager was basically like, "You need to stop doing the news on No Jumper at 10 o'clock in the morning after you haven't gone to sleep yet and your shirt's all wrinkly," and like it's basically like, you should probably stop like rolling over there just like fresh out of bed. So I feel like I haven't seen him like that in a while, but then when I was watching him on Yuri's thing, I'm like, this dude looks like he just rolled out of bed. But you realize that Crispy Life Kid was on it with
It's with a K, dumbass.
Yes.
why are you acting like I don't know that?
Yeah, why did you say
This
that?
is the
Like,
second time this happened. That's his tag on his song.
Oh really?
Yeah, I wasn't actually
I was
calling
like,
you.
wait, you didn't even spell it. Like,
I'm
what?
like, how do you know that
what is the
I
issue?
used a C when I just said it? Oh my god,
No,
the baby is back.
I did the same thing.
Not my baby.
I did the same thing to Yuri too earlier. I was like, it's with a K, dumbass, and he was like, I said it with a K.
I haven't listened to him
Like,
enough.
what do you
I
mean
said
you
it
said
Yeah, I
with
was
a K.
like, it's not like I was confused for a minute. I was like, he didn't even spell it. Like, what?
Oh
Damn
my
it.
god.
Are we gonna hate on white people yet again?
Oh, please.
Now all
That's
of a
every
sudden,
episode. What do you mean?
Please.
all of a sudden, I wish I didn't turn the heat on because now
Yeah,
that
can
I'm
you
under
turn
the
it off?
lights, yeah, now it's a sauna.
What the fuck, nigga?
It got way too hot. real
That's
quick.
crazy.
Yeah,
We got white women and babies in the building.
that's so
What's
crazy.
up, baby?
We were talking about that today. How my baby sooner or later is gonna have to come here and watch me do the show.
That's
And
crazy.
How many times we're gonna have to go back and forth between being like, "Hey, look, Daddy's on the TV," and then, "Oh, you're gonna come and see Daddy do it," and then, "Oh, look, Daddy's on the TV," and like slowly like put it together in her head, like, "Oh, so when he's there, then we see it on the okay."
That's hard.
I never had to be in that situation.
That sounds
with
like a cool situation, though.
I went over to my neighbor's house when I was a kid, and I was so fucking amazed that the same shit was on TV that was out on TV at my house.
Yo, what?
I had no idea.
How did you how old are you?
I don't know, maybe like I can't remember, but I just remember like going over there at one point and realizing,
You're like,
oh,
whoa, they watch the same stuff?
no, but it's on at the same time because it had never clicked in my head that like, when
Okay, that's understandable.
if Rugrats is on at 7 p.m. here, which
Yeah.
I think Rugrats would be on Nick at Night would be
Yeah.
on at 7 p.m. now, but Rugrats is on at the same time there. Like my mind was blown to a million pieces.
Innocent mistake.
Yeah, just I feel like as a child you have so many random occurrences and random realizations that I can't remember any of those type of.
Really?
I don't remember pretty much anything until I was like
15.
Wait, really? Wait, why is that?
Do you really want to know?
That's what happens when you start taking Xans at 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
At 8.
8 is crazy.
I didn't start taking I didn't even try a Xanax till I was like 18.
Okay.
I didn't even know what it was until around that time.
I was
counts.
way older than that.
I'm pretty sure I was with this nigga the first time I ever did a Xan in my whole life.
I'm trying to remember the first Xan I took. It was like, oh yeah,
I was like 32.
no, it
Were
was,
you older?
Yeah, it was probably like 27,
fucked,
28.
Adam.
But you got to remember that the first time I took a Xan, I had no idea what it was, and I didn't know what it
Someone
was.
just gave it to you?
Yeah, this girl.
Of course.
This is a funny story,
Of
actually.
course.
There was a girl I met from Ireland, right? And she, like, we had plans. Like, I'm coming to LA. I want to hang out with you. Boom. She comes. She got nothing going on. I go pick her up. She got a bag of Xanax. I'd never taken them before.
Bag.
A bag.
Bag is
Somebody
crazy.
had given her a bag before she got on this flight from Ireland to America. Me and her were literally just taking Xans and just hanging out in my room for like a week straight until we ran out.
Oh my God.
You loved it that much when you first tried it? You're like, this is...
I didn't realize what it was doing to me. I didn't realize that it was like making me so chill that I couldn't really like think about like running my business or like doing all the things I had to
Or like
do.
kicking this random girl out of your house.
Exactly.
Had
And
to.
then when we ran out of Xans, I had this like realization / like come down from the Xans where I was like, oh fuck, like what the hell am I doing hanging out with you for a week straight?
Was that the whole plan, was for her to come and hang out with you for a week, or you met this girl randomly?
No, we were gonna hang out that night.
Oh,
Shit.
It turned into me hanging out for a
Jesus
week straight.
fucking Christ.
But then, like, that was my realization of like, oh, these things are fucked up. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be like a pain pill. I thought it was gonna be like a Vicodin.
Yeah.
It was a totally different roller coaster.
Was she cool at least?
She
He doesn't
seemed-
even remember.
She seemed a lot cooler when I was off Mad Zans.
Okay.
And then once you sobered up, you're like,
I could see that.
It's not that she was like whack or anything, but she was definitely like,
You definitely didn't even get a chance to sober up because, nigga, if you were taking Xans for a week straight, you probably felt the lasting effects of that for a long time afterwards, buddy.
It wasn't like that bad though, but it was like, we would take them at night and then all of a sudden by the morning you're starting to like feel a little less groggy and stuff, and then like 4 p.m. rolls around, you're like, let me take another one of them. I'm starting to feel
Oh,
kind of
no.
bad. Boom, you're back on. And then it took a while for me to realize what exactly I was doing to myself. By the way, shout out to the Remy Martin and Snapple. What a combo.
Didn't even mean. Honestly, this was in the fridge already, so I don't.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if this is from.
You
like,
just took it to the head though.
yeah, I don't know if this was from last night or from last week. I don't even know.
Yuri tried to buy some 1942 for AD on his podcast,
What?
but then he figured out it was like $300.
It's
Yeah.
not $300. It's like $100.
No.
Where? Where did you go?
On
Yeah.
Nah,
sale
you're
to
tripping,
him.
Yeah.
bro.
No, he's right.
1942 is like $100. You niggas are
The big
smoking
one.
crack.
The big
$100
hell no.
$100.
I've never paid less than 200.
Because y'all niggas are getting finessed.
They buy it at the club.
Yeah, that's a fact.
That's
You probably buy it off the Henny Lady.
What you know about the Henny Lady?
When I was in Long Beach for that
Oh,
stupid
yeah,
young
yeah.
vlog, they had a Henny Lady.
Nah, I wish there was a 1942 lady, but no, I'm talking about just at the
Same.
regular like liquor store. It's like $100.
I've never purchased it. It wasn't popping when I was drinking, but
What
I
liquor
have.
store?
I want to say that
Come to the set. Come fuck with us.
it was my idea to blur out the Henny Lady's face in that vlog.
I'm
Because
glad you
I
did.
was concerned. I'm like, I don't want the cops figuring out what this lady has
Oh, I
going
thought you
on
meant
here.
I thought you meant somebody fucking with her or something.
Y'all gotta put me on. Who's the Henny lady?
The Henny Lady is, at least with the Asian Crips, it's a woman who was actually the mother or like the aunt of one of the gang members. So that's like how she gets her protection, is because she's
tapped in
She's
with the
tapped
set.
in.
Okay.
But basically, they would. She's the lady that'll pull up on you at 5 a.m. if you want Henny.
Yeah, if you
She'll
want,
pull
Shouts
up.
to her.
she'll bring a bottle anywhere in their hood.
She's like a drug dealer, but she's just serving out stuff that's technically
fine.
legal, but you're not supposed to be going door to door selling it.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that was like we had this lady over in my area when we were in high school. She sold like weed, and it was really bad, like stress. But it was like you pay like $5-10, and you'll get the biggest bag of weed. You can smoke like all week off that shit.
Wow.
And what else did
that.
she have? She had other drugs. She had everything pretty much.
My first time ever buying coke was
From me.
way before I ever actually did coke. But when I was 18, I had a friend, and his square ass white parents really wanted to do coke, and they asked
Why?
me because. I don't know. They were treating it like it was a fucking like mushroom trip or some shit where like they thought that this was going to be this like profound experience. So I'm 18. I literally like go to my homie who sells coke, who's wondering why the fuck I'm buying this because he knew that I didn't do any drugs, and I give him the $50 or whatever. I get my little fucking gram, as they say. I believe the street price would be around $50, and
Must have been back in the day.
put it in my pockets. Wait, how much you pay for a gram now?
Like $100, 90, 80.
When did that happen?
Like if you getting it for like 60 to 80, that's because you got the plug.
Yeah. I remember it always. I remember 80 being the highest price. Damn, so the same thing that happened to lean happened to coke.
Yeah, to all drugs, bro. It's like, because like you can't really import anything right now because of COVID and shit. Just and like everything is really getting stepped on now. So it's like if you want good shit, you got to pay the price.
That's crazy. But I'm 18 and I wasn't doing drugs or anything.
Yeah.
So I go over there, they give me the $60, I give them the coke, and then it's like a fucking movie or something, the way that they did it, where they, chop it up in this nice plate.
Y'all watch them do it?
Yes. Me and my friend and his girlfriend were just like all sitting there and just sort of watch. And I remember even at the time I did a little, like put them on the inside of my lip just to see like what the fucking flavor. And I was like, ugh, this is disgusting. Why the fuck would I ever want to do that?
Where your mouth was all numb and shit, I'm assuming?
Yeah. Got a little
Did you
bit.
like how that felt?
I
like a
was,
therapy session.
I was very committed to
This
not
is like
doing drugs at the time.
Narcotics Anonymous right now.
No, same, because the first time that I tried it was kind of like that too, but we were like at a party, at a house party, and all my friends were doing it, and I was drunk, like, hell nah, wait, y'all niggas are tripping. They're like, just try a little bit, put it in your gums at least. I'm like, no, bro, like, y'all weird, like, y'all niggas doing coke, like, what the fuck? And then I was drunk as fuck, and I took a little bit, and my whole mouth is numb, and I was like, oh, dude, my mouth is numb, this is crazy.
Yeah. Well, actually, the first time I did it, there was a girl that I was hanging out with.
You sound like you just
Yeah.
were
You need to
very badly
chill
influenced
out.
by women.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's definitely what happened. Yeah, I was probably about 26 or 27 when I first tried cocaine. And it was like,
Cocaine.
I had this girl that I had met, and she told me, like, oh, we should go out and drink and do cocaine. Do you know someone we can get cocaine from? I like go to like this drug dealer that I knew in Brooklyn, and I had never bought cocaine off this guy before, but I fucking pulled up on him and bought it at like midnight. This guy could not believe that I was saving it for the next night. He's like, you have got to be like the only person that's ever come
ever
in here.
done it.
Yeah. He was astonished.
One time I did that, me and this girl, we were planning to go to a Dom Kennedy concert the night.
Got to do coke at the Don Kennedy show.
I just want to say, that was the worst experience of my fucking life.
You don't do real hip hop and
And be
coke.
coked
Yeah.
out? Like, what? It was the stupidest idea of all
Why?
time.
Were you watching him just thinking like, man, he needs to do more coke? If he made some,
No,
if
like,
Tom Kennedy did
it
coke,
was
he'd make
just
music I relate to more.
It was just like the chillest like show. It's just like, hands up. Me and this girl just like, we're just lit as fuck, just like looking at each other like, and like, but for some reason I did the same thing where we bought like an 8-ball like the night before, and like the girl left it with me. Was like, okay, like don't do it all before tomorrow. I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna do any of it. So I'm at work at Jamba Juice, right? I'm like, you know what? I'm a little tired. Let me go just take a bump in the bathroom real quick. This is before I was like a coke expert, so I just like dipped the key in. And I hit a fat ass rock, low key. Right? I literally almost choked in the bathroom, like it was all nasty. I go back out and I'm powered up. I'm like pouring smoothies fast as fuck. I'm dropping blenders everywhere.
But when you get that big ass rock in your nasal cavities, do you feel like it's breaking down for like the next half hour?
I don't know.
Because I remember one of my first times ever doing coke. Afterwards, I fucking like in the morning, I was just like, like snorted, and I fucking tasted it, and I was just all of a sudden like up again, like I'm ready to take on the world. It was chilling in there all night.
Have I
coke
not
part.
experienced life? Because
I feel
I've
like
done no drugs.
like zero.
Like I got laced with weed when I was like 15.
They put
I had
God.
a
They put
seizure,
fentanyl in
and
the
I
weed?
just don't smoke anymore.
You had a weed seizure.
Yeah.
A weezer.
A Weezer.
Are
I had
you
a
joking?
Weezer. No, I swear. So I just didn't do drugs. I got laced though with Molly water out here.
Oh, what?
2 months
Where
ago.
were you?
I was in the hills somewhere.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Yeah, lace. What? Somebody tell you
Like
that?
I
there's
was
a
like,
cup
can
of
I get a
water?
water bottle? And then like my friend had taken Molly or whatever, and she was kind of like chilling with the guy who passed me the water bottle. I didn't put it together. I was already drunk. So I was like, damn, I'm dehydrated. Let me get a water. He passed me the water. And it was closed. So I just assumed it was regular schmegular.
He resealed it.
Yes. I drank, mind you, when you're thirsty, you like gulp.
Chug the
Oh
whole
yeah.
shit.
I did that. My jaw was so tight. The room was spinning. I was like, yeah.
It felt
this
good
is-
though.
No,
You-
maybe
you
if I
couldn't
knew.
enjoy it?
No, I didn't enjoy it because
you-
I thought I was dying.
Yeah, you were tripping out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing Molly, if you didn't know you were doing Molly, would
That
be
sounds
very
like-
scary.
That sounds like the
Yeah.
worst experience.
At least
of
give
all
me a
time.
heads up.
Like, hey, yo,
like you have a choice.
I laced you.
Yeah, like let me know.
Who are these dudes just giving girls Molly and just thinking that they're gonna just enjoy it and just like want to fuck and
Yeah,
just like
it's
be
so
all
weird.
happy about it? I'm like, how does that?
No,
That's never crossed
I
my
was
mind.
like watching some shit about Alexander Wang. They're like exposing him.
Oh yeah, man, he been getting it bad, huh?
Yeah, they were like exposing the fuck out of him, but they were saying the same thing. Like, oh yeah, we like got in the limo to go to some after party, drank some water, and it was Molly in it, and we were all fucked up, and just like niggas just be doing weird shit like that all the time,
It
bro.
is so weird to me.
That's nuts.
I'm like, I don't want to unwillingly give a bitch some drugs and like.
I just feel like anything that you feel like you might be gaining in the sense of like her then being more in the mood, you are like whatever
Whatever your reason is.
whatever advantage you think you're gaining there is 100% negated by the fact that like Yassy said, like she's gonna flip the fuck out
Yeah.
because she's gonna feel so weird and have no like that's
Like,
why
you don't know what the
it
fuck
just,
is going on.
Exactly.
It doesn't even make like outside of the morality of it, of obviously it's wrong to do that. It just doesn't really seem like it would be a very good plan.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, what about this was a good idea? Like, where did you think you were gonna go from here?
They thought you were gonna be rolling and just be down for
Yeah,
whatever.
but no. As soon as my jaw
fucking
started
weird.
locking, I was like, yo, get me the fuck out of here. Like, I'm about to pass out.
Did you feel like euphoric and all that
Yes,
shit?
I
You're
did,
like-
but I don't know that feeling well enough, so I'm panicking. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, it's over. Like,
You're like,
I'm
I'm
done
dying.
up. I'm dying in LA. That's it.
When I think about like
live and die
I
in
know.
LA.
so many of my early drug experiences would have been so much better if I had just done less. Like my first times doing mushrooms, if I had just done like dramatically less, it would have been like a cool experience instead of like a fucking losing my mind experience.
I tell people shit like that all the time. Like they just be like, "Oh, I'm about to pop this whole ecstasy, or I'm gonna take this whole perk, or whatever the fuck." And I'm like, "Nigga, you should like start off with like a half or
Right.
a piece, and just like work your way up into it. See how you feel. Like
Like, what's the downside?
nothing. Like you
know?
you know.
If you have a whole E pill and you really want to try E, taking the half of it and then giving yourself a couple hours,
To see how you feel first before just die. Because
Way
if you
better
just take
idea.
that full thing,
It's gonna hit you.
you're fucking going into never.
but like both of my early mushroom experiences, when I think about it, I took some, waited an hour, didn't feel like I was super fucked up, ate a fuckload more, and then was all of a sudden just way too gone.
So drugs in moderation.
I feel like just no to drugs in general. I was laying in bed the other day and I was like, I hope no one ever like tried drugs directly because of me for some reason. I was just thinking that just randomly.
Probably the ones you sold it to would be the ones who did try it directly
Direct,
because
yeah.
of you. Like the music, I wouldn't be super worried about.
Yeah, like no, but like I feel like especially back then we were just so open about what we were doing all the time and like
Sure.
so many kids were like, bro, you make me want to like go try coke, and I'm like, no, I want to show you what not to do.
You go through that period of your life though, where your attitude is like, oh, like I'm really doing this shit, and people relate to it, and I don't give a fuck about like,
Yeah.
like people's futures. They can make up their own fucking mind. I'm not talking to little kids. I'm not telling
Yeah.
a 12-year-old to do coke.
Yeah.
I'm talking about whatever. And it's like, but for me personally, like my actual feeling on it is, I wish that I had probably realistically like never done drugs. I guess I'm glad that I did enough to know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, definitely beyond that, it's just like, I don't know. Coke to me is crazy because it's really intense and doesn't last that long. And that kind of makes it like the ultimate drug that you just keep going back to because of the fact that it's just not, you can't satiate yourself. And that's why it sucks to take it. Whereas
Yeah.
like you could take Molly and enjoy yourself for like 6 hours and not
then
be
come
thinking
down.
about getting more Molly the whole time.
Yeah.
Coke is not like that ever.
Is it
Ever.
because I have friends who like
just wanna
do
keep
shit like
going
that,
all day
but
long.
like is the high like 15 minutes?
With Coke, if you're lucky.
Oh no, I fucking
Really? Could be shorter.
First time you do it, it might be like an hour or so, but then as
You
you,
might not
keep
even
going,
realize how it feels when you first do it, though.
Really?
Yeah, I'm saying when you first do it, like you're gonna just
Yeah,
dive
definitely.
in.
Look, definitely not.
are
but
you definitely not?
no, definitely not.
That's probably
like
good.
nothing,
No, not at all.
no drugs.
Nope.
That's
I ask
good.
mad questions. Like when people start doing drugs
hate
around me,
that.
I'm one of those people.
Yeah,
Because
I'm
I
ne-
want to know like why you feel you need ketamine. Like I want to know why. Like I want to know. Like
to get pegged.
is that it? Not the eye roll Housephone. No, for real though. Like what
so
happened
over
in
this
your
joke.
life?
If y'all called me like a cokehead, that would be funnier than like the ketamine joke. I'm so over.
Put on
that
some
joke.
vitamins, get me some ketamine.
That was
Yeah.
kind of hard.
Yeah, I've been thinking about how those rhyme.
Put on some vitamins, give me some ketamine.
Thinking about that, trying to
Fuck
put
him, I
this
said
together.
that nigga a deadamin.
Ooh,
Oh my god. Are we freestyling?
I'm gonna dive in like a fisherman.
I took some cocaine and now I'm a better man.
She called me.
I actually really like that.
Yeah.
I fucked with that.
I was real cold, so I bought me a sweater, man.
Oh no, not this accent. Like a what?
A sweater, man.
I'm flipping work like Kadamas.
I flip the work like condomas. That's tight.
Yeah,
What's
don't
up,
even,
Yassy?
don't even.
Newly
What's
up,
found
Yassy?
celebrity
I know,
Yassy.
Miss Viral over here.
How many Instagram followers do you have a month ago, and how many do you have right now?
I had like 9,300.
I thought you was gonna say 90,000.
And you were at what, 3,000 or some shit?
No, I'm at 13,000.
Woo!
13,000.4K.
Like
Big
4K.
Hey!
No big deal, man.
No big deal.
Big swipe ups going on.
Regular, schmegular.
Do you feel like it's been mostly positive? Because that was the one thing, as I rewatched last week's podcast of yours and the one before that, I sort of had the realization that you did have some of OT and AD's concerns kind of happen to you, because you really did have people pulling up in
No,
your
nobody
DMs.
came to me in the grocery store.
You didn't have people in your DMs telling you that they wanted to fuck you up.
Oh, no, that, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but that's DMs.
Yeah, who cares about
I'm
that?
going home. Like,
But that's kind of crazy, though. If like a significant amount of people went out of their way to DM you to let you know that they want to fuck you up, I mean, that's got to be a weird feeling that you might not have
mean-
had before.
Has that ever happened to you before?
most hated, hoes favorite. You know the vibe. You know what's going on, man.
You felt
Yeah.
you mostly got support from girls?
Yeah, 100%.
I felt that.
Interesting.
I mean, someone DM'd me and was like, "I'm glad you stood up for Yassy." Blah blah, and I was like, that's my nigga.
No, I want people to know like that. Like it's really not my intentions are never to offend.
Yeah,
I play all fucking day.
I think that's just how you talk.
It
yeah.
is just how I talk. It might come off a little bit like aggressive.
But I know
or,
you
like-
though, and we know you.
No, and that was a cool point that was made.
It was hurt.
It was heard.
I do think that there is a point to be made about the fact that people on the East Coast and people on the West Coast communicate very differently in terms of aggression. I remember one time being with a couple girls from California back when I lived in Brooklyn, and me and my roommates, who were like super good friends, were all talking to each other, and we're saying stuff like, "Hey, you fucking idiot, where are we going tonight?" Or like, "Oh, you fucking retard, why didn't you order the food?" Or like, we were just talking to each other like that. The girls, like at one point, like I hear one of the girls say to the other girl, she goes like, "Are all the guys out here like this?"
That's really how it is.
Yeah, it's like on the East Coast, it's like out here, it's like pothead land. Like even the people who aren't potheads have inherited like the pothead gene,
like,
and
yo,
they're just
whoa,
more chill. Yeah,
chill.
I
Wow,
find
dude.
myself saying janky now sometimes.
Cause
I'm like, well, I don't fucking say that.
that's a new word. Yeah.
janky Yankees.
Stop saying mad.
No,
No.
I still say mad.
You stopped having sex in your Timberlands.
I never
Yo.
had sex in Timbos.
Then that means you really are no
Yeah.
longer a New Yorker.
Yeah,
I'm not a New Yorker.
Or
that's
whatever.
a fact. New Jersey.
You're
here.
from the tri-state.
No, yeah.
You're from the
But
tri-state.
yeah, no, like I
area.
have friends who literally call me. They'll be like, the conversation will be over, and they'll be like, "Oh, I love you, suck my dick," and then hang up. And I'll be like, "Yo, suck my dick," and hang up. Like it's just literally how we talk.
But then also, you could be like, "Suck my dick," and then that could lead to a fade though at the same time too, right?
It depends on how you're saying it. Like you'll know when somebody's trying
It's like,
to.
"Yo, suck my fucking dick, yo."
Yeah.
That
Usually
means-
followed by a word to my mother. What you want to do?
Yo,
like,
word to my mother,
Yeah,
son?
it's usually followed by that. But I'm never involved in.
And no type of. Have you ever gotten into a fight? It's a real question.
Yeah, I got my ass whooped when I was younger.
How old are you?
15.
Was it AD?
She was the size of AD though. She catfished me, nigga.
What do you
I don't
mean?
want me to pitch that big.
What? She was huge.
Wait, what do you mean?
She
was-
catfished me. She looked smaller online, so you know.
So you was popping shit to a bitch
She was
online.
popping shit to me because she was fucking my boyfriend at the time. But I was like, girl, you did something to me. Like, why are you even mad at me? But she pulled up on me after fucking. You ever had those state tests? Like those
Yeah.
state mandatory tests or whatever? Had that. I was walking home with my big ass JanSport on my back, looking real simple. And she pulled up on me, 2 cars deep.
In high school?
Yes.
Niggas had that many whips?
It was her. Yes.
That's how I know y'all was rich, because nigga, I only knew like one
You
person.
heard me say I was walking home. I
Yeah.
didn't have no damn whip.
Yeah, but the other motherfuckers in y'all school had
In the
whip,
surrounding.
multiple
No,
whips.
she was from a whole different town. She came. I don't know how she got my address actually. To this day,
The nigga must have leaked it to her.
he must have.
Wow,
How
that's
else-
scummy.
He was preying on my downfall for real.
Yeah, and he was fucking some big ass AD looking bitch.
Yo, for real, she was really big. Like she wasn't big, but
Shout
she
out
was
AD.
tall.
Hey, let us know in the comments what female rapper you think might be AD in a wig.
Mulatto. No, I'm kidding.
No,
Mulatto's not big.
I was just joking, dude. Just joking.
yo, that would be a hell of a Photoshop right there, though.
Somebody should do that.
Mulatto with a little thing in her hair.
Stop it.
No, but I have almost made that joke multiple times to AD, and then I just stopped because
That
I'm
what?
like,
That he looked like Mulatto?
no, not
You don't
mulatto
look like fucking
specifically.
mulatto.
I've like multiple times I've been like looking at a girl rap it and been like, she raps like you. This could be you in a wig, and him just like. I think it did say it one time, and he was like, "What the hell?" He always does it. He's like super like sensitive about gay stuff. Oh my god! Remember when I coughed and he paused me?
Yo, what?
He does overpause.
That was hilarious.
Sometimes you gotta just pause the homies, man.
Gotta pause the homies, pause the
Yeah,
video.
but Adam
tape.
does deserve a lot of pauses.
Adam-
I peeped. You get
Adam-
sus, bro.
Oh yeah,
You get sus.
I might be the most sus person in hip hop if you really think about it in terms of willingness to make gay jokes and like say shit that's like.
Who else? Who else is like a rapper that says mad?
I mean,
Jack
people-
Harlow makes.
But
hella
people
gay
get on
jokes.
Jack Harlow's ass for stuff that is like 1% of the shit that
Yeah,
I've
that's
said.
a
in
fact.
Love
That's a
Jack
fact.
Harlow.
He's super funny, actually.
Yeah.
Him and Drewski need to make like a movie together or something, like a Robin Big type movie.
Wow, I could actually see that happening.
No, for sure. And like, I want 10% from the idea because
Yep, just throwing that out there.
could have been Records movie.
Remember how
Could've
excited
been
we were
record,
for
that's hard.
How High 2? And then it was.
How High 3 with Jack Harlow and Drewski.
That might be something right there.
I don't think Drewski's a pothead though. That I know of.
But I don't think Jack Harlow is either. But let's
I
do
don't
it.
think Lil Yachty. Well, I don't know. I sometimes wonder if Lil Yachty is.
Man, I don't know what I would really like to know what like Lil Yachty does on like the weekends that we don't know about.
You want to know why I was thinking about that? Because I saw the video clip that came out of Tory Lanez confronting a drunk ass Lil Tecca in the club,
What?
and I was like, Lil Tecca's
Tory
drunk.
Lanez confronting drunk about
Not like
what?
confronting, but just pulling up on him and being like, "Hey, what the fuck? You're drunk as hell."
Why? He's like, is he even old enough to
No,
get drunk
he's
yet?
definitely not.
I don't know how old he actually is though.
We
I
love
feel like
you,
he might be like
Tecca.
18.
Yeah.
Now, yeah.
So it's like, I guess it makes sense that he's in the club getting drunk and stuff.
like
but
this is recently.
Yeah.
It just came out on Instagram.
Probably like
No
3 days
Jumper
ago,
Instagram.
2 days ago.
By the way, follow Adam22 on TikTok. I'm lit.
Are you doing the dances?
No dancing.
Come on,
What,
man.
what does your TikTok content consist of?
So far, it's mostly stuff from the podcast, stuff from the news, and then I've been doing some little like iPhone videos where I'll just like describe a news story into the phone, and then I send it to my editor. He puts in music, he adds a bunch of images, rah rah rah, and then boom, he uploads it for
He
me.
gets you lit.
Basically, just makes it a little bit better content. Like I was watching like Trisha Paytas do mad videos of her just talking. Yeah, see, look at me right there, 22.7. You know what I'm talking about? But if you scroll down, you'll see my big success story here.
Are you gonna have to fucking update that every week? Dad of the cutest 9-week-year-old.
I was thinking, yeah, I'm probably gonna
Fucking
I'm gonna change it
doofus.
on a
So
regular
did that.
basis.
You're gonna have to do that every fucking week.
But look at that Cuban doll versus Caleb B. 420K.
crazy.
Why does that have 420K? We couldn't even show the fight.
Yeah, that was crazy.
It was so random.
Do we
Yeah,
still
well-
not know why they fought?
Yeah, what were they beefing over? That's the real question.
I don't know. And I have no idea why Cuban Doll would even be wrapped up in anything related to King Von, because obviously Asian Doll is related to King Von. She's been much, much more in the headlines over the past couple
Are
of
they
weeks.
cool? They don't like each other either, right?
No.
None of the dolls agree.
No, none of the dolls agree.
The dolls have mostly fought in the past, right?
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Have you ever thought about becoming a doll?
No.
Yes, doll.
Oh,
Yes, dog.
I kind of
Wait,
like that.
didn't one of them put another one in a cage or some shit? Like,
Cuban.
That was Cuban put Rocky Bad
Rocky, yeah.
allegedly in a cage.
who's Rocky Bad?
Another rapper.
Another
female
girl
rapper.
who maybe
Another
hasn't
doll.
like necessarily achieved her potential as a rapper because she was locked in a cage for a while.
She's probably going through a lot of
So
emotional
not-
trauma.
That's not funny, y'all. Y'all got her fucked
No,
up.
it's just like you have to really think of the process. How did she get in the cage? Like, how did she get her in the cage, you know?
I can tell you this story. I remember.
Oh.
Something about they set her up like it was a fake show, and then she pulled up, and then they
Get in the cage.
they like, bro, that's not
That's
funny.
not
They
funny,
like
It's not
Like-
fun. It's funny that Cuban Doll allegedly apparently did this.
Yeah.
allegedly, apparently.
I don't want to say that she like 100% did it,
Allegedly,
even though
apparently. I'm gonna start saying
It's
that.
pretty sick, though, to
I'm
think
about
about.
to put Yuri in a fucking cage and make him like edit all my videos or something.
I knew it was fucked up too because I hit up the Rocky girl and was like, "Yo, you want to do an interview? We could talk about this whole cage." I probably worded it a little bit more
Probably
sensitive than that.
Shouldn't have said that.
But she was like, "Honestly, I'm just trying to move on." Like I could tell that she was kind of like traumatized.
Bro, she's probably why would she want to talk about that?
She's probably going through so much emotional
Viral.
trauma.
in the cage.
But no, like, cause it wasn't just that. Like, they like fucked her up. Apparently, they like stabbed her and all types of
Yes,
crazy
there was
shit.
a lot of shit going on.
And I don't know what she did.
Yeah, what did she even do to deserve?
I honestly feel like a lot of Cuban Dolls beefs just come from Twitter.
Maybe
They
she
usually
should just stay off
transpire.
the internet or something.
Cuban Doll has been so viral so many times for so many things that don't involve her music.
Yeah.
That song,
Except that one song, Bankrupt.
that song was hard.
Was that the song with
hard.
Yachty?
Fuck all them niggas, we gonna fuck up this cash.
Was that the song
I
with
hopped out
Yachty?
my feelings
And I hopped in my
I
bag.
remember that song, yeah.
I was like, oh, she's got one.
Still
She's
living,
out of here.
Still living with your mama.
You ain't hopped off your ass.
Viral because she walked out of my interview. Viral because she was
Oh, yeah.
she was basically the impetus for the Shorty No I Kill People, Real People situation.
Okay.
Viral because she got beat up by Tato, allegedly. Viral for fighting King Von's sister. Viral for putting a woman in a cage.
Allegedly.
This is a pretty wild rap sheet.
Nigga, we're in a cage right now.
Looks like it, yeah.
Right.
Yo, Rocky Bad would have figured out how to get out of this cage if she was in this shit.
That's not funny.
This nigga.
You're underrating her escape skills.
No,
I don't
I'm
know
not. I just
anything
don't think
about
it's
her.
funny that she was in a cage.
Yeah.
I also don't think that anyone locking
That's
someone
light
else in a
skin on
cage
dark
is funny.
skin crime.
I don't think there's anything funny about the cage. I just think it's funny that Cuban Doll, when you list off all these things she went viral for, it's like she's a supervillain. Like, how did you do all these evil things to all these people?
Speaking of supervillains, can we just jump right into pretty much the only topic that I had of the week? YFN Lucci and the details that emerged from this case.
Right.
So, are you guys familiar with the breaking news about this story?
Yep.
I am
posted it.
familiar. Do you think that is anyone, like, everyone seems to assume that he actually, like, threw the homie out of the car.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's just go ahead and just start with the fact that Lucci was the alleged driver. He had a car full of homies.
As you do when you're a famous rapper, you drive to the enemy's hoods with your homies with guns.
Okay. Well,
No big deal.
maybe not.
And maybe not, but okay.
In Atlanta.
I mean, I feel like if you're the rapper, you don't have to be the one driving
We thought.
the vehicle.
We thought.
We thought, yeah. Okay, so
Right.
they go to the ops block, they spin it, see some ops, start shooting. Apparently, these niggas don't got good aim, or maybe they were trying to do some warning shots or something like that, because they didn't hit nobody.
But they both got hit.
And then the ops shoot back, hit their homie in the head, which apparently I heard two different conflicting stories. One story said that he was not dead, and that when they were trying to push him out of the car, he was hanging on for dear life on the side of the car. There's actually a police report of some lady who called the cops when they saw their car speeding down
Oh,
the
I
street.
listened to the whole thing. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, they were speeding. Oh, you listened to the actual 911 call? Yeah, the lady was speeding down the street, saw a nigga hanging off the side of the car, and they kicked
So
him off
wild.
the car.
I will
And
say
left him
that
in the middle of the street.
I can appreciate someone who really doesn't want to fuck up the interior of their car. Because that's the only reason I can think of to throw him out of the car. Why? Like, what do you...
Where'd the spliff go?
Oh, Housefone's mad.
Sorry.
You get to hit the split.
Sorry.
That just doesn't really make sense to me. Like, for me... Housephone, let's just be hypothetical here.
Okay.
Oh God.
We go shoot up downtown LA. We're
Okay.
still shooting at some bums or something. They pull out, they shoot back. You get domed. Bomb.
I feel like you would push me out of the car 1,000%.
What? But how does it?
I wouldn't expect anything less from you.
Let's say my goal is to not get caught and get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, how do you think leaving the body behind was gonna?
Exactly. If I leave the body behind, then okay, here's what's gonna happen. The cops are gonna go through the phone, assuming you have your phone. They're gonna find your text messages. They're gonna realize who you're friends with. They're gonna figure out. They're gonna.
I feel like this is-
everything.
I feel like everything about this plot was just
No,
not.
they should have stayed in the house.
It
None
sounds
of this
so
was planned
stupid.
out.
It sounds like a TV show of like
Yeah.
what you would do in a show if you were, or like a movie if you were writing a movie about like dumb kids settling their problems.
And like imagine like you being with the homies, like being down for the game, like yeah, we about to go shoot these niggas or whatever, and you end up getting pushed out of the fucking whip, like barely alive, probably barely alive,
Right.
bleeding out of your fucking head.
Right. If you're dead in my car and we had just been doing a drive-by, if I push you out of the car, it's all bad for me getting caught. If I keep your body in the car, yes, we're then going to have to figure out how to clean an insane amount of blood out of the car, which is going to be a real problem. I'm sure
At
you've
least
seen.
try to save my life, bro.
You've seen
Yeah,
Pulp
that-
Fiction
Yeah.
Yes.
when they go to the Quentin Tarantino's house?
Yeah.
They did it though. They cleaned it.
But you remember the really offensive thing that he keeps calling his house that has really always stuck with me when I think about that?
No.
No.
This
I
isn't
don't-
dead blank storage.
dead nigger storage.
That's what Quentin Tarantino wrote himself that.
Of course,
and
he
he
did.
said it like 20 times in the movie. And
Of course, that part resonated with you the
I
most.
can't.
It didn't resonate
I
with me.
didn't
I
even
just
give no
remembered
attention
it.
just now.
No, but you want to know a really crazy thing before we keep going with that? When I was watching Django, he's in the
Did
movie.
you finish it?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Quentin Tarantino's in the movie.
I love that he always throws himself in it somehow.
All the white characters in the movie are saying the N-word nonstop. He's the only one who doesn't. But he instead says, well, the color with the letter E at the end. I don't want to be the one saying it.
Huh?
Wait.
The color of a black person's skin with an E at the end. He says that.
Blackie?
Yes, he says that instead of the N-word, which is really interesting. You think that like within the studio they were like,
Maybe he was getting creative with it.
yo, Quentin, we're gonna
Trying to
sit
clean
this
it up.
one out because it's been such a meme that he says in every fucking movie. And at a certain point, it's like, why do you keep writing that for yourself?
I mean, he keeps getting away with
You
it.
just love saying this so much.
I mean, like, not to play devil's advocate or like defend it or anything, but I feel like racial like tones, like racial situations always come up in this movie just because it's always been a thing throughout time. And
I
it's
mean,
like,
it's one of the more interesting or polarizing concepts of our time. I don't blame him for having a lot of, racial aspects in his movie. That's kind of like what it is to be American. But
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little out of the ordinary if you're a director to put yourself in on your movies.
That's
And then
true.
to put yourself in all your movies saying racist stuff is even a little more out of the ordinary.
Okay,
Points were made.
Points are made, but put yourself in the position of being YFN Lucci, being the famous rapper who presumably is probably the head honcho of the crew, so it's probably
Right.
his
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
Allegedly. I
Wait,
don't
yeah, we
know.
can't. I said yeah, and
just,
I'm like,
I'm just saying, like, it probably is his idea. And then one of your shooters gets shot, and you decide to discard the body. in the
Allegedly,
middle-
that's how they're making it sound. I don't know how else the body would have left the car though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
but
I'm
he
saying.
could have like been out of the car shooting and then got hit.
But that's not what the lady said. The lady said they sped by, and this nigga was hanging on to the side of the car, and they pushed him, kicked him out.
Okay, and this is the interesting thing that everybody's kind of wondering, but nobody really knows, is the only big beef that we know of that YFN Lucci has been in over the course of the past year or so, whatever, is with Young Thug, Yak
yeah.
Gotti, all these guys, and it's heated up to the point that there was clips of allegedly, slat being spray painted on somebody's grave that I would assume was on the other side. There's people like the situation where you had Yak Gotti posing, taking a photo on top of YFN Lucci's car outside the mall.
Yeah, that's
So,
remember that.
I mean, it's kind of like silly for us to assume that because YFN Lucci got killed that it has, or not got killed, but.
like,
Someone
huh?
died in a situation
Yeah.
like this that it might have been that beef. It's
Yeah.
probably presumptuous. I'm sure there's all kinds of shit going on, but
I was about to say, like, Atlanta is one of those places where, like, they could have been beefing with their neighbors. They could be beefing with fucking anybody. And you have to take into consideration, Young Thug posted on his story
Exactly.
immediately after he got, that YFN Lucci got arrested. He said, I wouldn't wish jail on anybody.
imagine you're Young Thug, and let's just hypothetically say that the guys who got shot at by Lucci's crew are people that are in some way associated with him.
Mm-hmm.
And then they pulled out and defended themselves and shot back. If you're Young Thug, you're looking at the situation like, so one of the enemies that you were with died, and then you now have to fight a murder charge.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that's like best case scenario for Young Thug. If that
In
was,
that situation,
and what
yeah.
would you want to do? You would want to kind of like remove yourself from suspicion by saying, I don't want to see anyone in jail, which is probably true.
Yeah.
And there's like kind of an implied subplot there too, which is like, I don't want to see anyone in jail because I would rather handle this on my own. Not that Young Thug necessarily was even on the side of the people who got shot at. I just noticed in all the articles that they're saying rival gang members. They were shooting at
Yeah.
rival gang members.
Yeah.
And I wonder, like, that's one thing I learned with the Casanova thing. All these rappers are apparently in gangs that they don't talk about.
I thought
Which
you
you
I thought
shouldn't.
you been knew that.
Yeah, I guess. But there's so many gang things discussed in rap songs that, like, sometimes I was surprised when I
Sometimes
found out
you forget that they're actually in gangs sometimes.
that they don't talk about because it's apparently serious enough, such as the untouchable Gorilla Stone Nation.
Yeah, never heard that. Never heard him bang that.
Exactly.
Yo, he is so funny
But
for
I think
that.
everybody knew that he was a blood. Or
But perhaps the YFN Lucci was also affiliated with the untouchable Gorilla Stone
Yo,
Nation.
stop,
I don't know.
stop.
He could not wait to get that out. You practiced that.
What? I think it's a cool gang name.
Like,
You know what's
Untouchable?
not cool? I feel like people just purposely start calling me as soon as we do this for whatever reason. I don't know if they think that I'm about to answer and like give them some screen time or something, but Motherfuckers, my
I'm
phone.
famous out here.
No, my phone does not ring until we start doing
You
this.
just have to resist
Every
being
week.
Joe Budden, who gets mad as fuck at whoever calls him during the podcast.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Every week, I'm like, why don't you put your phone on Do Not Disturb?
Because, I be having shit going on that I might have to have an AD situation where I got to,
Go bark on the phone for 45 minutes out there?
yeah, I might have to, like, be in the middle of some beef and squash it real quick or
The
something.
best part about tent talks that Yuri do with AD is that AD, at one point, Riley and Yuri both have to leave to go help Crispy Life Kid park. And so
What?
AD is then left on the podcast alone to play with a kendama. He knows he's live, but he has nothing that he could possibly do. He's like, damn, I wish I could see the chat right now. He just grabs a kendama. He goes, it's time for kendama. He's just like playing with it.
But why do they all need to leave at the same time?
I was thinking that as well. I'm like, anyone could have gone and helped him park.
Josh
right?
just whispered something. What,
There's
Josh?
no way that two people need to be involved in the parking.
Josh just said.
I mean,
what?
do we trust Yuri enough though?
I mean, it might be complicated to park in his area, I guess.
But they both needed to go.
But also,
They both live there.
sometimes when you're dealing with rappers, they're like real paranoid about where they park, which is like kind of weird to me because I'll kind of park wherever.
No, I want to park as closest to wherever I'm going, so I'm in and out. I move very militantly, even though I feel like nobody's after me or nothing. But I don't want to risk it at all. Like, I'm in and out wherever the fuck I'm at. I don't be lingering around. I don't hang around in parking lots. I don't sit in my car for too long. None of that shit.
I feel like that's when shit starts going bad. I feel like people just don't know when it's time to go home.
Like, yeah, you need to be niggas Instagram everything, where they're at, while they're eating the food. They'll sit there for another hour after.
Yeah.
I actually watched this DJ Small Eyes interview about this guy who got shot 36 times. And he's like a rapper. His name was like Young Baby, I think.
Oh, it was a Vlad interview, right?
No, it
I
wasn't.
didn't watch it yet, but I saw.
It was. I seen a DJ Small Eyes. But
Okay, I think Vlad just did it too. Yeah.
when he told this story, bro, he talks about how he was at the gas station, which is where he got shot at, for 30 minutes, like just hanging out, talking to because like it was like his local gas station in his area, so he's talking to the clerk or whatever. I was like, this would never happen to me because I would never be at the gas
Yeah,
station
you're
for
like
30
playing
minutes.
sitting duck.
I'm
at that
literally
point.
putting gas in my car and I'm out there. I'm not staying there for 30 minutes for what?
It's interesting because there's like no low key gas stations. Every gas station is super lit up and in a very busy area.
Yeah,
the
so
most
it's-
busy area in that region, because like when you actually learn about where they place gas stations and why, it's like you're just never going to see a gas station like off the beaten path. They're always in the most central location because everyone needs it at some point. You know?
Yeah, so you pull up, get gas, you hop back on the whatever freeway is by there.
Right.
I'm just thinking like if you were into it with anybody or something, even if you weren't, there's no reason for you to be hanging out at the gas station
For 30 minutes?
talking to the clerk for 30
Hey,
minutes.
tell your favorite rapper, Real Young OG, that because I've seen this motherfucker kick it at every goddamn gas station in Flint.
Yeah, they were saying like the gas station is like the club. Or
I'm like, do you
something.
know every gas station clerk or like you shot a video at every gas station in Flint? He's like, oh hell yeah. He's like, and the surrounding areas. But like, and that's where rappers take their fit pics because that's where they have a really good light.
Damn, I didn't
Yeah,
think
the
about
lighting do be
that.
crazy.
It's very well lit.
One
It's
time I
crazy.
had me and Lena were like going to 7-Eleven and I needed a fucking Fashion Nova post and I was like, yo, you gotta take a picture of me at the 7-Eleven.
What'd she say?
I should have done the gas station.
Yeah, you should have put it to the local Chevron first.
Yeah, it's hard to look cool in the gas station or in the
No,
7-Eleven.
rappers do it all the time. You could do it.
No, at the gas station, you look cool for sure.
No, but if you go to 7-Eleven, then you just grab like 2 Sprites and you stand on the fucking on the counter
Yo, please.
and you like squat down holding the Sprite.
Sit on it.
You should though. You should though.
R.I.P. Mac P Dog. I was just looking at a photo of him doing that.
Wow, R.I.P. His birthday was the other day. I feel like.
Exactly, and I was looking at somebody's story where they posted him up just holding some sodas, sitting on the fucking table.
Love that.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. Oh, but anyway, to finish on YF and Lucci, I really do hope the best for him. It's pretty terrible if he ends up having to go to prison for a while for a murder of his friend that he didn't commit, regardless of how that
Yeah.
situation ended up unfolding. You know,
But like, I see a lot of people that kept questioning that, and it's like, if you know anything about the law, then you know, in some states, if you go and do some shit, even if you didn't kill the person directly, if you go do some shit and someone dies,
oh yeah.
if you had that plan to go and do some shit, then you get charged with murder
Yep.
if someone dies.
But you know, the crazy thing that popped off while all that was happening is that Wayne's daughter, Reginae Carter,
Yeah.
she was on Twitter basically like giving advice on relationships and whatnot, because that's like the forever conversation on Twitter of like, oh, like should this be this way in a relationship? I don't know how the fuck people still think it's entertaining to talk about that shit. But she was doing that, and like meanwhile her boyfriend was catching a murder charge, and then Wendy Williams went on her show and was basically like, listen, nobody wants dating advice from a girl whose father has like $100 million, probably not, but maybe, you know, has like one of the most famous, recognizable people in the world.
Yeah.
You probably had pretty much whatever you needed your whole life. You're young as hell and you already had tons of plastic surgery. What the fuck do you know about a relationship? That was
I love Wendy
the
Williams.
gist of what Wendy Williams had to say, and you got to. Seems like a fair point.
How old is she? You think like 21 or some shit?
I think she's early 20s.
Yeah.
No.
She's probably younger than me.
I feel like I couldn't even give good dating advice still, and I'm 27.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I saw like this meme just going crazy on Twitter that was like, if rent is $1,500 and utilities are $300, and the man and the woman live together, how much should each of them pay? And I'm like, it's $900 each. You should both pay the same fucking amount. What are we even talking about? And why is anyone interested in having this conversation?
But at the end of the day, I think it's just like circumstantial too. At the same time, it's like if y'all, I don't know, like
every couple's different, right?
Yeah.
And that is the stupid part about the conversation is that yes, there are obviously tons of exceptions, but those are exceptions, you know?
Exactly.
Like the example we gave is I was like, well, if a guy is making $200,000 a year and the girl's making $20,000 a year, then yes, I totally get why he would pay more.
Yeah, he probably might pay the whole thing and not even ask her to pay for it.
Seems fine. Seems like a nice thing to do. It's
Shout
like
out
fucking.
to those guys.
I can't wait.
That's what you're looking for.
I can't wait until I can just trick on a bitch and then she don't have to do nothing. That's my goal in life.
Wow, so she won't have to do nothing. Because I was making fun of you for in the past when you used to pull up to my house and you would be with an old ass cokehead and you'd just be doing mad coke of hers.
Yeah,
that you were selling her, and I was like, that's kind of the opposite.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, and like I don't know, like I always kept a bitch that like had a nice crib and had a car and shit, you know. So like I feel like it's my turn to repay back, not those women, but just some women. Because I had a lot of women take care of me growing up.
Yeah.
I had a bitch that was like 30 something when I was 18.
Wow.
That's dark.
Yeah, I mean she didn't know at first.
You lied about your age?
I had a fake. We went to the bar.
Oh, okay.
Like one of our first dates, we went to a bar, so it was like, it was easy for me to lie. And then I told her like, once I was like 19, I told her like, hey yo, so
Ew, bye.
about me being 21, that's a lie.
How'd she feel?
She didn't give a fuck.
We were fucking for
Yeah, I
like a
knew she
year at
didn't
that
give a
point.
Right.
But yeah, I actually talked to her the other day. I was like, yo, thank you. You did a lot for me at the time. She would take me out to nice, fancy ass dinners. She would give me rides places. She would buy me clothes and shit. But she never like gave me money, like directly just to like go fuck around with. And she never like gave me her car or nothing. Which I always thought like, damn, I wasn't all the way there.
I always had a lot of respect for dudes who could
Just finesse off women.
Yeah. Because like for me, I'm the type of person where I don't want to be around anyone I don't want to be around. So I don't have I can't stomach being around somebody for 8 hours where I don't like their personality and I can't handle being around them just because I'm getting something out of them.
It wasn't that deep. It was like, yeah, she was cool. You know, the pussy was fire. It was cool. You know, playing video games at her crib and shit. Like, it was cool.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I hated the bitch. Like, I couldn't like not be around her.
I had
like,
a friend.
once I was ready to go, I was ready to go.
I feel it.
You feel me?
The year is 2001. AOL is just becoming a presence in many people's lives. And I had a friend who was super early on figuring out that there were people that wanted to have sex on the internet. And this was way before it ever even occurred to me that I could meet a girl on the internet. So this fool was going in all the chat rooms. And I swear to God, for this one summer, we're out riding BMX, and like every week he would be whipping a different chick's car. Every night he'd be fucking a different random ass lady off of fucking
Random
AOL.
lady.
Yo, because some of them were like old, like definitely probably none of them were even slightly attractive if I had to guess. But and he was just taking their cars and whipping their cars around and like just.
I respect it.
I respected it.
Player.
I don't think I could
You
do
ever
it.
got used by a guy for?
100%.
Ooh, he was taking your car? Was he a
Took my
skater?
car, picked up other bitches in it. I
Of
was
course.
finding out bitches were in my car on Snapchat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I hit him with the car. That's how that
Explain.
ended.
Why? How?
Yeah.
Oh, because I caught him with another. He told
In
me
the
to.
car?
No, I caught him at his house with another girl upstairs. But he's downstairs trying to talk to me. Like there's a girl upstairs,
yeah.
and I didn't know.
That sounds about right.
Then she comes downstairs acting all bold.
Oh, it's like trying to fight.
Yes, I'm
Did
like,
you fight her?
fought her, hit him with the car.
Wait.
We
No.
broke up.
I need like a no.
You crush his kneecaps?
So he walks me outside. Yeah. No, I did. I
He
really hit him
couldn't
with the
walk
car.
for a year?
No, he could walk for a year. But he did
But
fall.
only a year, and then he died.
Okay, no. This is what I'm trying to like realize. So
Oh, how did it go from?
Like, I need to know. Like, so she
She
comes
comes down
outside.
the steps. She's like, "Who the fuck is this?" And I'm like, "I'm his girlfriend." So
Y'all
you
start
know
fighting.
me talking hot. So then I'm like, "All right, let's go outside." So we go
Oh,
outside.
y'all weren't even outside. Okay.
No,
go
we
ahead.
weren't outside. So we walked outside. I had like a McCafe like smoothie, so I threw that at her because I was like, "All right, I'm not gonna hit you first, but jump." Like, you know what I'm saying? So that happened. We start brawling. He get in the middle, and then I'm like, "So this is what we doing? This is what we doing?" And he's like, "You're acting fucking crazy, blah blah blah." It's something about being called crazy that does not resonate well with me.
Girls don't like that.
Especially like when you caught him doing some
That's
weird
what I'm
shit.
saying. Like, don't try to manipulate the situation. So I'm leaving. He's like, don't leave. Well, nigga, I'm not about to stay and hold hands with you niggas. Like,
Don't leave.
So
Take it
then
with us.
you go
get
to
in the car.
He tries to get in
Tries
front.
to get in
stop
front of the car. I said, all right, look, right idea, wrong bitch. Hit him. Got the fuck out of there.
And would he go flying?
No, he didn't go flying.
Did
I
you-
wish I did some damage.
You. Did
He
you
fell,
like,
though.
Did you like run him over?
No, I
like,
definitely hit the gas. Like, I wasn't playing.
And you like kept going and like,
Yeah. I just
damn.
got out of there.
He was underneath the car. Like you rolled over.
No, I didn't
him?
roll over him. I reversed.
I've always felt like if somebody was going to try to hit me with their car, that I would be able to jump in the air and avoid the car.
Like Tom Cruise?
Did he do that?
No.
He like probably tried.
No, he did though, right?
No, he just didn't think I would do it.
Yeah.
That's why he stood there so
Wrong
long.
idea. Yeah.
Right idea, wrong bitch.
He should have been able to jump higher.
I don't think he tried to
He
jump.
didn't
Adam.
try.
Jump.
He underestimated.
Jump out the house. Jump out the house. Jump out the house.
Jump out the house and roll over the car as it's smashing
Jump
into
out the
him.
way.
Or
Jump out the way.
do you think
Jump out
if
the way.
somebody was driving their car right at you, that you would be able to quickly drop, lay down on the ground, and get flat enough that
Fuck no.
He's gonna hit your fucking.
What if they
chest.
had a
Yeah.
Hummer?
No, I never put that much thought into it because I never thought I would do something
Or
like that.
like the video of Kobe when he jumped over the car, like it jumped over a Ferrari or something. That might have been fake,
remember
but
that video.
R.I.P. Kobe.
I think that was fake.
R.I.P. No, don't fucking slander
I would never slander Kobe.
Los Angeles legend. Hero.
OT 1 week,
Oh God.
Kobe the next.
Huh?
Is there a black man you won't take down?
Oh my God. Don't do that.
That was crazy.
I love my people.
Let's not get on you.
I went
love
to
my
a
people.
poetry
No, you didn't.
A
a
poet, you
poetry
don't even
lounge
know.
one time,
One time.
Okay.
and they were snapping fingers. I was like, wow, that's a real thing.
I thought you meant like you did this like yesterday or last week or something. Nigga just said I went to a poetry lounge one time.
One time.
No, this was years ago.
One time I hung out with a black person. This black girl slept in my bed and she smelled like cocoa butter.
Oh my God. Such a pleasant smell though.
It is
Really.
amazing smell.
Great smell.
Great smell.
I know some people that are really sensitive to smells though, and they're like I remember I got this like lotion body thing from like this like lady who sells essential oils and like candles and shit at the Slauson, and I was putting this on like, yo, this smells so good, right? And like my white girlfriend was like, ew, like no, it's too strong, whatever it is. It's
Really?
just, yeah, and I was like, this smell. Everyone would always tell me I smelled so good with it, and like she was just like, oh, this smells.
You had a white girlfriend?
Unfortunately,
Jump out of the house.
How
Jump out
was
the house.
that
Jump out the house.
experience?
I've dated literally probably every ethnicity of girl possible.
Same.
Eskimo.
No. Actually, I did fuck this girl who was from Alaska, and I was fucking with her for a little bit.
That's hot.
I actually learned her Instagram the other day, and I was so sad. I saw she had a boyfriend. I was so
Alaska
sad.
and Atlanta.
No, she.
Remember that mixtape
Yeah.
title? I was always like, damn, they're so icy that
Yeah, they're so icy that they're Eskimos.
that they've never even been to Atlanta, but they've never been to Alaska, but they brought Alaska to Atlanta.
Yeah, no.
That's ice.
Shout out to her. I miss her. I wish I could shout her out.
Oh wow.
Meeting a girl, I've met girls from Alaska, and it's like a real challenge because you like the only thing you can think to say is like, so it's like really cold there. Huh?
In that voice?
Yes.
Nah. Luckily, like this bitch was popping. She had her own shit going, so like I would talk to her about other things besides Alaska. But I just knew that she was from there, and it was like, damn.
But isn't that the worst thing? And I realize it's the worst because I've overthought it so much. But like the whole idea of like meeting a girl from scratch and then having to make a conversation with her, and you don't know anything about her, and men get such shit, and they deserve it for starting conversations with women and being like,
shit.
so what kind of Asian are you, or like, so what race are you?
Did you
that
transfer something to the finger?
Is that
Thank you.
a thing?
It's definitely
Yeah,
a
You
thing.
get shit for that?
Every Asian girl I ever met in my life bitched about
shouldn't
that.
just like I don't know.
But when you're just starting the conversation from scratch, you don't know anything about them. So it's kind of like, what the fuck am I going to say to her besides like...
I feel like you could ask in a different way.
Like,
maybe.
what's your nationality?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
you got to be more cool about it, but I don't. I think it's like I just seen too many tweets being like, "Don't ask an Asian girl what kind of Asian she is."
So then I'm just supposed to like assume in my head or something? Like, what am I supposed to do? I just want to know what's the right answer so I don't do the wrong thing.
I honestly don't. I just think you have to go about it not being a prick.
Honestly, I feel like it'll just come up in conversation naturally anyway. And I don't think I ever asked. I don't know.
Yeah,
I was fucking with this girl though that was like, if she didn't tell me, there was no way I could have ever guessed, because she was like Vietnamese, like some other island I never heard of, and then her dad was like Guatemalan and something else. Like if she was like a mixture of shit that I would have never guessed ever.
Yassy deals with this on a weekly basis.
Yeah, what are you again?
Egyptian and black.
What kind of Egyptian? From where?
Egypt.
Have you done the dance?
No, I have
Wanna
not
talk
done
about
What's
this
the
again?
dance?
the walk like an Egyptian. He couldn't wait.
If this was about a race besides the Egyptians, then everybody would think that was incredibly racist.
I thought you were
that song would not exist.
Dominican, Puerto Rican,
type shit. Something
Indian.
Like that. Not Indian, but
I
some
get
type
Somali.
of Spanish.
Now that you've told us Indian, that now I think
I got black, I got white, what you want?
Oh wow!
You never heard that?
what was that though?
It was like
But nah, the
Explain
dance.
this meme.
the Indian remix of Lil Tecca.
Right.
But that's like a thing where they like do Indian remixes of every song. It's
Oh, they
fucking
did that for
amazing.
Roddy Ricch too. The box,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
I think I remember that.
There's a Playboy 1-2 for Kid Cudi. Smoking dope like Kid Cudi. I smoke.
You do that really well.
But there's a lot of Indian guys who are big on TikTok and Instagram now.
Oh fuck yeah!
From just being funny and like
Fuck
it's like
yeah.
they saw like Boom Gang and it took them a couple years to figure out, but they were like, oh, we could do this. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what happened, but like I was on live like last week, and I don't get that many viewers in my live. Maybe only a couple hundred if it's late at night. It was like 4 a.m. You feel me?
Right.
So I had like 2 to 3,000 people in my live randomly, and they were all dropping like Arabic shit in the comments, and
here.
like. Yeah, I was going live with some of them, and it was like 6 of them looked like they were like on a plane
But
or something.
didn't you tell us about this last podcast?
Yeah, maybe I did.
Yeah,
My bad.
Josh just
Sorry.
yeah, too.
I definitely did. Sorry, but I was just like, did I go viral on TikTok in fucking India?
Did you find out?
I don't know. And then I also had like 1,000 random followers, and they were all from the Middle East somewhere.
That's the one thing that feels cool about TikTok is you feel like you could just make a TikTok and for some reason TikTok would decide that like every Indian person needs to see this and like it's just gonna go to random corners of the internet for
to the
no
moon.
fucking reason.
Go to the moon. Go to the moon.
Yeah.
Shawty, tell me what's up. Got my drink in my cup. Got my op in my butt.
You definitely don't know about this. There are nursery rhyme versions of every poppin' rapper.
Are you joking?
There's like a Juice WRLD album that's lullaby versions of his songs.
That sounds fucking
Did you see
amazing.
Laura's Eminem one?
She has that too.
She has it.
Why would Laura does not have a child?
You don't know that, allegedly.
I don't know.
That is a good point. We don't know that.
Because, like, what if she was just deciding to, like, withhold this information from you?
I've seen her flirt with men, so I would
What
feel.
does that mean?
Huh?
I would
What
just
does
if
What
she,
does that have to do with her?
if
having
Laura
a baby?
has a husband at home, I
Nobody
would feel.
said she had, see, like,
Right,
now,
okay,
now
just
you're
a kid.
Now
throwing-
you're dragging it.
Now you're
dragging
I'm
fucking-
it.
extrapolating. Yes.
Wow, that's crazy.
Okay.
Now you're adding on to it. Nobody said all that. She could have a child. And
If
not
Laura
have-
had a child, I'd just be wondering what the fuck the kid was doing when she was here and in general. I'd be
she's
like,
not here that much.
like,
to where the
damn,
kid-
Laura, you never wanted to post a picture of this kid one time?
I need to follow Laura on IG.
Oh yeah.
I feel like Laura would not
Crucial
post her
follow.
child.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I love
Very
that
proud.
Laura is
Laura's
just a
like-
name to our viewers.
Laura's like Drake. She's like, you know, like, I didn't hide the world from my kid. I hid my kid from the world.
Period.
You know?
People are mean out here.
that would be
Yeah.
fascinating. Oh yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, people are mean to kids on the
Yeah,
internet.
children.
It's really
I'm
weird.
like, can you
Yeah.
collect yourself?
Bro, I just be thinking about like how I'll be fucking with some girl and then like she'll have like 10 people be like, oh my God, I can't believe you know him. But then another 20 people like, that nigga's a fucking goofy. He's a weirdo. Why would you fuck with him? And it's like,
Really?
yeah, bro. Like, it's like people will just have their opinion. People that don't even know you or in real life will just be like trying to shit on you to people. So like, I guess like, you know, I don't know. It makes even like dating and shit hard because it's like, you know,
Especially just because you put yourself out there in
a lot, too much.
shady ways many times.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm saying like that's not even me no more, for real. And
But
I'm
I
like,
could imagine like at least some girls that you might kick it with in your life being like, oh, so who was sucking on your anus? You're
No,
famous,
this
so
girl-
you're
wow.
getting your anus sucked. What, you want me to suck your
nah,
anus?
this
No?
girl was going in on me about Eliza the other day, and I was
Really?
like, bro,
A
I'm
girl
like-
you're hanging out with now?
I mean, I don't want to get all too deep into
Okay.
it, but it was just like, I was just like, I can't believe like this is causing problems in my actual life, like, you know.
I won't say who, but there are other No Jumper employees who basically, multiple really.
Yeah.
Multiple
Yeah.
employees here who have basically run into the problem of their girlfriends being mad at them for being around Eliza or responding to Eliza's DMs or whatever.
Well,
But she was in my
Eliza hit me up and gave me a pep talk.
About-
Told me,
That's very
fuck
nice.
the haters.
For sure. I mean, she's cool. Shout
She's
out to her. You know?
Yeah, I got mad love for Eliza. She was like, "Oh, you didn't even suck 7 dicks. You got it easy."
She's like, girl, how did you do it?
That's not what she did.
She's like, how did you?
She told you to make the merch.
No.
Who told you to make the merch? You did.
No, I really planned on making the merch.
Like right after it
I
happened.
thought it was a good idea.
Wait, did you think about it after or before Shade Room post?
No, I thought about it when I changed my bio.
Did you know this was gonna go viral right after?
No.
That's why you did it. You set OT up.
No, I would never.
No, I meant like, did you think about it after it happened? Like, damn, this is
No,
about to
when
go
I
viral.
saw when I saw the Shade Room posted the video, yeah. I was like, oh, let's just make merch. Fuck it.
Listen, I'll say this after having watched or rewatched, because the first time I watched the episode that went viral,
You were in the comments like,
Yeah.
did he just threaten to kill Yassy? I'm like, Adam, hello. Hello.
I'm gonna use the bathroom while you guys do that.
listen,
I didn't watch it.
I was I was watching it. I don't think that, Gaia or yourself necessarily did amazing at handling the energy that was being thrown at you guys in that initial podcast, but I honestly don't know what I would have done, and I'm very experienced with this. I don't know what I would have done if I was sitting on a podcast and you had OT and AD laughing like actual hyenas, like hysterically laughing at nothing.
But that was my whole angle though, even when we did the show on Wednesday. I think he tried to make it seem like I was like mad that he was enjoying himself. I'm like, no,
Right.
you've enjoyed yourself so many other times
Yeah.
here. And it was heightened, and I get it, the best friend thing, but it's like, I'm trying to redirect the conversation. You're still laughing at nothing.
I honestly, like at one point, OT is just going like,
yeah. Yes, making noises.
and
yes.
just AD's laughing like he's fucking Jerry Seinfeld, and I'm like,
Yes, it was
honestly,
very dense.
when I'm watching it, I'm like kind of like, because I've watched so, like, not just the podcasts I've done, I've watched so many podcasts. I feel like I'm used to every dynamic. I feel like I'm used to what happens, like when the Black China thing happened, like it did not faze me. I knew exactly what to keep doing. It was like, oh, she's pissed off, she's gonna walk out. This has happened to me before. I'm not taken aback by this. It is what it is. They were so like, they have the kind of friendship that I would like kind of think of like the way that I was with my friends when I was like 13, where you think that each other are so funny, and it's like you don't like, you think that each other are so funny because you've been in so many situations with them and had so many inside jokes that now everything is an inside joke, and
Right.
somehow just laughing alone is enough to like continue to multiply and make for more laughs. And I honestly just don't know what I would have done if I was sitting there. And so I really can't blame you guys for not really knowing what to do in that moment.
No, I was definitely thrown off guard for sure.
Yeah, they were.
It was a lot.
But you,
It was a lot. Like,
but you want to know the one thing that I was wondering too? What would that podcast have been like if AD actually went through his 50 photos of them together? Or
Wait, what do you mean?
Well, because
That's what I'm
part of
saying,
why
too.
AD was pissed about how that podcast went left is because he had spent mad time before that podcast gathering videos, allegedly as much as 50 videos.
Of him and OT.
I've been told that almost all of the videos were OT
dancing.
dancing in different places around the world.
yes.
And that to me sounds like a weird podcast. Like, I don't really
Was
know.
he trying to start the podcast off
No,
with
no,
that?
he threw
Play it
that
in the middle?
like smack dab in the middle.
Yeah,
Like, with no intro, really.
Mm-hmm.
AD wanted to be like, check out all these great times that we had together. Here's OT dancing in this gas station.
Which is
Here's him
cool.
dancing at this private jet landing area, whatever.
Okay.
I just don't know if that would have been as good of content as AD was thinking that it was going to be. So it turned out that OT arguing with the female co-host actually probably, I think it might have been for the best, but I don't know. I maybe we should redo the episode where we look at all the videos of OT dancing.
I was gonna say I don't know if I would do. I don't want to pull up 50 pictures of me and Adam hanging out.
No, I mean it worked well with the theme because what we initially planned was it was
like a
going
best-
to
it
be
was
a
a
best friend
bestie-
theme, but we
bestie
had
theme.
talked about it. Like we had talked about it. I had the Google Doc up. Like I was ready for structure.
What is Gaia normally like?
She was really offended.
Was it the
About-
nipple thing?
Yeah, she was very uncomfortable
Okay, yeah,
with
yeah.
that. Just because like she really is very tapped out of this whole thing. Like she's
So
we're
why-
polar opposites. Like
So
polar opposites.
why come on to something like that?
No, because she
then?
thought it was gonna be fun. Like I told you, like we had a structure. It was gonna be like like certain experiences we were gonna talk about. Like we never thought we were gonna talk about like relationship shit or nothing like that. To be
Why
honest,
not?
I thought it was dragged out.
It was probably
always bring
it was
shit,
one
sure.
of the worst matchups of personalities that I could have imagined because I also feel like OT and AD are kind of like, especially when they're drinking, they're used to being able to pretty much say whatever to girls and fuck with girls, and I feel like that nipple comment, like
What was the comment? What was said about nipples?
you probably remember it better than
Nipple
me.
girl,
Why were they called?
Nipsey,
You can see
nip
it.
nip.
But what
But
happened?
to the
Why?
point where she put on a jacket.
Oh, her nipples were out.
They were out or
They're
whatever.
fucking-
You could see it through her shirt. Or
And,
And like,
something.
yeah, we look like you see how we're laughing about it.
so
Like
stupid.
she's like so not from the like she's
Yeah.
very uncomfortable.
Yeah, she's like, nigga,
You know what I
don't-
mean? She's like, I didn't come here for that. I'm gonna put on my jacket. I'm gonna sit
That's
over
a fact.
here. You know what I mean? Like this
But
is
like,
your thing.
no offense, but like, maybe like start off with a jacket on or something if your nipples are exposed.
I could see that too, but at
And
the
it's
end of the
and you're
day,
on
like
camera and like low key will get kicked off of YouTube.
We had to blur out Blueface's girl's nipples from a recent podcast at length.
oh yeah,
You know, so that's what I'm saying.
Shout
So
out
saw
Rock.
that.
I'm not saying maybe they shouldn't have dragged it out, but like also maybe like you got to cover up your nipples
No, but
if you don't want
but the
anybody
thing
to-
is, it started before. She started with the jacket on.
this
She
was-
put the jacket on. The
Wait,
jacket
this
was on the
be-
whole time.
Oh, so this is before it
it
even
started,
started.
but yeah,
That's like
it
the
wa-
first thing.
Yeah. It was like, what's up, bitches? And then it was like, yeah, it was a lot of stuff that went on, a lot of bad energy from the jump. So,
So okay, so this is before the podcast even started.
Yeah.
And they like
Yeah.
they already had this weird nipple thing.
My favorite thing about that podcast, though, is just the fact that Yassy, to a certain extent, on the podcast has not that you never opened up, but at times we had said to you, I feel like you're better when we're just talking to you in the office than you are on camera on the podcast, and I think that's what kind of has to happen for Yassy to really like get better and better on camera. She has to be more like her regular stuff, because when we're sitting in here talking, she's fine. She's like really
That's a fact.
she's good. But then
I've never been on a podcast
Some of
with
the
you, so I don't
some
know.
of the early podcasts that we did, she was a little bit more like
Probably
in her
nervous,
shell and
though.
stuff.
Yeah.
I really at least appreciate the fact that having OT and AD piss off your friend kind of forced you to defend yourself,
Yeah.
and like that really kind of made you have to show like who you actually were. You
Yeah.
kind of find out what somebody's really about when somebody puts their back against the wall,
Yeah, no, that's a fact. But you got to think about it too. It's like not everyone is going to be immediately comfortable and just like, what's the word? I don't know, just like
De-escalating.
Just opening up everything about your life on camera. You know, like you can't expect everybody to just do that. And honestly, there's some times where I didn't say some shit here that was like too personal and then regretted it later. So I kind of understand why people are a little closed off on camera, because you don't fucking think about how everybody's about to be paying attention to it or like bringing up what you said.
And there's something about doing a podcast where, if I was just like meeting a random girl for the first time and her nipples were totally showing, I probably would not say anything about it, because I would just be like concerned that she would be offended. But then when you're on a podcast and you're making content, it's kind of like, well, if I'm supposed to be the funny slapstick crazy guy, maybe I
Slapstick.
should just draw attention to the thing that I'm thinking of, and the fans will appreciate the fact that I'm drawing attention to it. It's like you kind of judge yourself by a different standard when you are on camera than in your personal life.
That's a fact.
And I don't know if they were necessarily thinking about that. Also, they were drunk as hell, and you guys both weren't drunk, which really stood out to me as like being probably a big part of this.
I really stopped drinking because it got to the point where I was starting to get mad. Like that's why when the whole disrespect thing came up, it was like, no, I really could have gone crazy. Like I really could have gone crazy because I was really like I was mortified. I was like, there's no way. Like his foot's in the air. Like People like,
Yo.
he's wasted. And then like Josh is asking if we should wrap it early, and I'm looking at AD like, nigga.
Like,
Let's wrap it up. Like let's put a bow on it. Come on, get it out of here.
OD falling out of the chair was definitely a moment where I'm just like watching the TV, just jaw drop. Like, what the fuck
But imagine
is
how
happening?
I'm feeling. Like
I think
sitting
I
right
tuned in
across.
and you guys were just all laughing about something, and then like I guess it was funny at first, but then like but both of them kept laughing so hard. I was just like, what is going on? This
Then I look bitter because I'm not laughing, but at the end of the day, I'm like, no pun intended.
But when you spoke to AD after the fact and stuff, you seemed like you were kind of like unhappy with his attempts at resolving the conflict in general. Like you felt like he wasn't really like seeing your side of it.
No, he still doesn't.
No, I heard you guys on the second podcast from last week. And
oh my fucking God. After this show last week, they were talking about it like when we finished, right? Me and this nigga went to go get food, come back, and they're still talking. It's like they never paused the convo.
Nope, never.
No, it was like you paused the convo from where we left and then resumed it when we got back.
And that's something I just had to come to terms with. I said, you know what? You're not gonna win when someone is fixated on you being wrong or stuck in their ways.
Or not even like being wrong, but just like trying to like prove like his point to you, I guess, or just make you understand his point.
No, but the thing is, there's so many times where I understood.
He didn't feel like it, I guess.
I just don't know if he thought I was gonna get up here and just completely like fold. Like I'm not.
Right, because it's like from my perspective, there were definitely like things that I think were like wrong from both sides. I don't want to say wrong, but it's like pretty clearly like, you know, if I was in his situation, I think I would very much be able to have a conversation with you like, you were definitely right in some ways and wrong in some ways, and I was definitely right in some ways and wrong in some ways, because I think that like on one hand it was just like a bad matching, but also it was just kind of like, you know, it's like the thing that happens when like you are joking around with your friend and you assume that the other person is going to appreciate it and then they don't appreciate it. It's like the joke, like joking around sort of like depends on both people being consensual in it, you know?
For sure.
Joking around
She
is
just
like
wasn't
sex.
giving
It needs
that.
to be
She wasn't giving
consensual.
that energy though. Like she made it clear that she was uncomfortable. Like she put a jacket on. I thought it was just gonna stop there. Like the first time, all right,
people
you're
don't
just
read the
being
room,
dumb. I was like, okay, the first time you're just being dumb. Second time is like, all right. Third time is like niggas is dragging it.
Oh, so they just kept calling her like Nipsey.
Nipsey. And then that's another thing. She's like
funny.
talking to, like we think it's funny because like we know.
Yeah.
But like you know what I'm saying?
Nah, if I was the girl in that situation, I guess I would.
Like I can
that.
take things because I'm just like whatever. Like I don't care.
For me, if I was going to joke around with a girl about something like her nipples showing through her shirt, it's like I have to really know her. I have to really, because
Exactly.
you know,
Exactly.
a lot of girls would be really offended by that. A lot of girls would roll with the punches and think it was funny or whatever.
That gotta
you know?
be like I've known her for like years.
Exactly.
Right.
That's
That's a
just
fact.
that's really all it came down to for me. It was just like, all right, let's
I
have a
felt
mutual respect for each other. You know, I don't know your friend.
But that's where it started. But then how did it start to escalate as far as
I
like,
genuinely believe that the hostility that was aimed towards me was really towards her. But she's more soft spoken and she's not really gonna.
she's not about to be.
She's not about to sit here. Like this is not her life. Like she's.
And that was the fascinating thing about it, is that you have you and you have AD, and you guys are at least partially invested in this being a good podcast. And then you had the complete polar opposites, where you had OT, who's drunk as hell, clearly not really like invested in the art of podcasting, as you could kind of tell when he was like laying on the ground with a shoe up in the air, and you know, give it to him. The guy's viral.
No, he's viral.
And then you have Gaia, who's on the completely opposite side of the spectrum. And then you have AD and you guys both feel extremely tied to the other person, and to a lesser extent tied to each other. And then you guys are acting as moderators between like a nun and like a drunk wrestler.
No, for real. That was a very good description.
It was just a fascinating exercise in podcasting.
Great. It was a lot of energy, man.
A lot of mixtures.
Like
yeah.
I'm loud, but like that was crazy.
In all the times back in the day, and even in the Melrose story, we would just have a bunch of random girls on the podcast, whatever. I never really had a situation unfold that was that bizarre. And I mean, I've had a lot of weird situations. Like me and Lena did a podcast with a couple of random girls that we met on the street, and during the podcast, one of them started drinking, and she got so drunk that she went and had to puke in the bathroom. And then Lena went to the bathroom, and she was laying on the ground, passed out.
The Turnip Twins?
Whatever the fuck their names were. Yeah, we you know, that was
Wow.
You know, that was like an example of a blooper from my perspective. The OT and AD and Yassy and Gaia thing was like a whole nother level. But
Mind you,
I keep thinking about if she wasn't there and it was just you, what you would have done and how you would have handled the dynamic of them.
That probably would have not happened.
They're the bushwhackers.
It wouldn't have happened.
For my wrestling
I probably
fans.
would have walked off though at some point. I'm like the only reason I was there is because it's like, all right, like AD's like, chill, like, no, we're not gonna end it. I'm like, okay, so maybe it's gonna get better. Like maybe you're gonna say something. And then it was like, once the ship has sailed, this is a shit show.
At what mark did you feel like y'all should have ended it? Like at what time
When
stamp?
Josh first had to speak.
When
He muted us and the country song was playing.
How long had y'all been doing the show for that? 40 minutes. Oh, y'all could have canceled it then.
That's what
40 minutes you could have stopped.
Yeah, and then I said that to AD and he was like, no, we're gonna keep it going. I'm like, all right.
What, he wanted to go for like a fucking 2 hours or
I
something?
think he was having a blast.
Well, he wanted to get to his videos.
Yeah, he definitely did want to get to the videos.
Honestly, I love that. I love that. That's like very wholesome content. And when he said that last week, I had no idea what he's talking about, so I just let him brush over it. But now,
To be fair, like AD, I've seen him have to like really change in a lot of ways through doing the podcast and stuff. And like some of the things that he's had to kind of learn are things that you almost would think that you wouldn't have to tell most people. Like when we are doing the news and we're talking about 6ix9ine, you can't say, oh, like if it was me, I would have sprayed up his mama's house. Like, you know, that kind of thing that we had to like edit out. That kind of thing is like, you know, most people wouldn't need to be told that.
But why do you, I feel like No Jumper kind of embodies like the unorthodox style of things. So like,
Killing informants? No, but there's a certain extent where like with Snapchat specifically, like YouTube might not be as tough about it. With Snapchat in particular, like you can't swear, you can't show weed, you can't say the 6ix9ine must die. I don't think, you know, like
I didn't know that. See?
It's just like, you
so
know,
maybe you would have had to tell me the same thing.
little things. And like, I feel like there's like a real opportunity in that podcast for him to be able to remove himself from the scenario, observe the situation, and then gain some better understanding of who he is and what podcasting is and how he can be a better podcaster through that. I'm not 100% sure that he's all the way there from watching the follow-up episode because it seemed like he kind of like, and I don't blame him at all. It's like, it was hard to comprehend what this fucking dynamic was and exactly how it went left. And to be able to see both sides, because like I'm saying, like I'm very experienced in this and it was shocking to me.
So when you guys talked about this, y'all just never came to a conclusion together? Or y'all never like, y'all agreed to disagree and that was it?
I agreed to disagree.
That was it?
That was it. That's all she wrote.
The question is just how it goes from there.
No, I'm chilling, honestly. I mean, like, at this point, it's like, it's beating a dead horse. Like, obviously, he's not going to understand me in that situation. I understand where he's coming from. I just think that, like,
It could have been handled.
it could have been handled.
differently.
Because, like, he's telling me, like, you don't know my homeboy. Yeah, nigga, you do, though. So step in.
I think he should have probably exercised his ability to be a host more during the podcast.
That's how I
If he
felt.
had tried to hold court more and say, okay, like because that's the thing that you need to do as a podcaster. You need to like have a bunch of people hooting and hollering, acting crazy, and you need to be able to instill order and say, all right, everybody, this is what I want to talk about. Here it is, and actually get people to take turns, get people to like really talk about
Interact
stuff
with
in a
each
more
other.
intelligent way. It was kind of like he was really like just sort of like letting OT run wild, and there was no attempt to like rein him in, which I think needed to happen at that point. Like if it was going to be a coherent podcast, it was going to have to be a moment where AD kind of like talked over everybody, got everybody else to shut up, and sort of like laid down, okay, this is what we're talking about right now.
I mean, honestly, though, I don't even put so much blame on like OT for a lot of shit just because of the fact that I don't know when he found the time to get so drunk before we even started. Like he was like slurring in the beginning. So I was like, oh, this could only go one way. You know what I mean?
And y'all were still drinking as the podcast went on.
Yeah, they were still taking shots.
That was what I was saying. I was like, I think drinking on the podcast can be okay. I think getting shit-faced before the podcast
Yeah, that
is
was
probably
I've never
pretty
seen him
bad
do
idea.
that. I've never seen him do that. So but I get it. Like you're excited, your friend's here. cool.
I've watched maybe 10 episodes of Drink Champs, and I don't think I've ever seen anything that drunk.
Well, those men are like 40 plus.
niggas
They've been
drink.
drinking since like
They're
forever.
professionals. Well,
Yeah.
look at AD and OT. I mean, they're not 40, but
God.
they've been drinking like fucking crazy for many years.
Yeah, I don't know. They were not. Don Julio drank them that day. I don't know.
Goddamn stomach, boy.
I'm just interested to see where it goes from there. I'm almost bummed you guys have a guest tomorrow. It might be better, but
No, I honestly
I
want to
feel
start
like,
doing some
I feel
episodes.
like nobody wants to hear y'all talk about this again. Like,
No, I'm honestly over it.
y'all talked about it. It happened. We talked about it last week with AD. Y'all talked about it the next day after that together, and then now we just talked about it again.
No, yeah, honestly, my only thing
we had
like
to let you
in
get
bringing
your,
it
we had to
up.
let you get your point off though, with the No Jumper Show fans.
Oh, I didn't.
I
know.
just felt like now that I had watched it, because I was on Twitch playing poker for like 16 hours on Sunday, and I watched like the whole thing on stream and like was reading the comments from people and whatnot, and that kind of made me have more thoughts on it. I almost felt bad that like Vlad asked me about it, and I hadn't really like
Vlad
seen the
asked you
full
about
thing in context. So there's that clip floating around.
I just want everybody to know that when we started the podcast, Adam looked me in the eye and said, "Why did you bring your lingerie?" He was talking about my do-rag. That was
I
sitting
thought it
there.
was at first.
Innocent mistake.
Have you ever seen anybody put one of these on? Actually, Hesh put one of these on you. If someone has the picture of Adam wearing a do-rag, DM it to me, please.
Google Adam22 do-rag. There's a couple shots out there.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I
One
hate
of-
that I have to like defend knowing you.
I think I tweeted out a picture of me wearing a do-rag and said, "Gonna tell my kids this is Gucci Mane." And I was wearing cloud goggles too.
Oh wow.
Which
Was that when y'all made that song for the
yes, Tanner Fox.
Tanner Fox, the YouTuber slash professional scooterer?
That's pretty crazy when you think about it. That I took Tanner Fox, who at the time was a 16-year-old scooter pro slash YouTuber, brought him to a crazy trapped out party in the middle of the day in LA with Hesh and all these dudes, and
Oh, the Healthy Boys.
shot a music video for him dissing Rice Gum.
Didn't y'all write the song for him too, or Hash wrote the song for him?
That's a good question. I can't remember exactly how that happened.
I think y'all asked me to write the song. I wasn't around.
You was ghostwriting?
It'd be hard for you to write a diss song about Rice Gum without
No.
knowing anything about him besides that he's Asian.
No,
Which
I
is
knew-
really, that's all you need.
You wrote it?
no, but I should have wrote it. I think they asked me to write it.
Can you write me a song?
Yeah.
I really feel like I could really like go crazy.
I could write you a crazy diss if you want.
Nah, I'm cool.
Okay, but I'll write you a song for sure. What you want to rap about?
I don't know.
Whenever I freestyle,
bitch from Jersey.
I
I
al-
was gonna say from Brooklyn.
I'm always
I
freestyling
want to go Lil
to
Kim swag
AD,
with you. I don't know
rhyming
why.
OT Genesis with Sega Genesis, so you could do that.
OT is my friend.
Or the Book of Genesis.
OT is my friend.
That nigga posted the shirt. I'm in. Actually, I'm gonna come clean. Just from a design standpoint, your merch was better.
Come on, man.
He had like,
Quality.
he had some good options though. It was like, it was funny.
We had that conversation earlier, and Yassy wasn't around, and we came to a similar conclusion.
Yeah, for sure. He threw in his logo though. We should have threw in the Yassy logo somewhere.
I don't have one yet.
We need a Yassy TV logo.
I was thinking of like a cable box TV thing with
How's
like
that
me
selling?
sitting on. It's doing well. I was very shocked.
Shopify put a pause on your payments yet?
Yes.
That's how you know you get into
You think
it.
Yes.
you're scamming?
Yes.
No. Hey, listen. That's how you know you get into it. If Shopify don't pause you, you're not making enough sales, my nigga.
Bro.
For real. If Shopify don't be like, what the fuck is
Hold
going
the
on?
next day. I was
Oh
like,
nah, nigga.
I just got here.
Just know I'm on hold till February.
No, that's right. Don't play with him.
I'm on hold till
Okay.
February.
He is not one of them. Okay.
No, that means I'm
Not
broke.
to-
Right? That means I'm broke. That means I'm broke.
Hip hop. Hip hop.
I'm broke, waiting on them to send me my bread.
No. No.
That's good though, because you know what? I'm learning financial literacy.
That's fine.
In this time,
Very important.
Before I get paid, so I don't fucking go crazy like a
Challenged person.
Unintelligent person.
exactly
A person who's retarded.
I'm just saying, I have very bad spending habits.
You do. I'm one of your close friends. I know.
Damn, I be forgetting that she's on my close. Why did I put? Okay, no offense, but like.
You're on my close friends. The fuck?
Yeah, but I feel like my lifestyle on the close friend. No, but you know what stops me from posting too much crazy shit?
I don't even think you post crazy shit.
That's what I'm saying. But it's because, I got like multiple girls that I'm involved with or talk to or something.
Eliza.
So I don't want them to look at me like I'm crazy. So I don't be posting, like I could be posting some crazy. Back before you was on the close friends, It used to be crazy.
I like to know that I have that effect. I shake the room. I
When
change
you
things.
close to close friends, can you not get your stuff removed for violating?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. Mm-mm. I've seen some wild shit
I've
on
had
close
like
friends.
this bitch was on the elevator with her whole ass out twerking, like booty hole out, like Blueface Instagram story style on my close friends before.
Blueface told me
some
he's
shit.
gonna get his Instagram back.
I believe it.
Why wouldn't he?
The fact that I was watching his story and I saw like 5 girls that I knew in it was just like
Really?
Oh, really?
like by name and by at and all that. It was to the point to where like someone sent me a screenshot of like someone's booty hole from the story, and I saw the outfit and I was like, wait, I seen this outfit on somebody else's story earlier. Went back, matched up the outfit, and the girl was like, flirting with me or something in the DMs, and I was like, is this your booty hole?
I have.
Blueface's story.
Oh, I saw you said that to her.
Yeah.
And what'd she say? You got any questions or
Yeah,
concerns?
so you got any questions or concerns? And I was like, no.
No.
My thing is that I have a lot of respect for strippers, and
Yeah, for sure.
but
Absolutely.
I don't know how they can do it. It seems like probably like the hardest, worst job. Like it just seems like hell. Like having to fucking be fake nice to all these dudes in the strip club all
Can we-
night.
and, like,
you're
can-
all over them.
Can we really be honest too? It's like, bro, sometimes niggas be getting too frisky
Yeah.
and too crazy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Bro,
Like
they
a
was like-
large percentage of them.
Bro, they was like ripping the bitch's panties off and ripping them to the side.
That's what I'm saying. I'm watching that and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, these girls do not get paid enough.
That's
and
what-
I'm
bro.
sure they're getting paid all right. And like, but compared to like being an OnlyFans girl and stuff, I mean, I'm sure
That's
they make
what-
a lot of money, but
Yeah, for sure. But I'm just like, dude, like I know like some of them probably just go home and just be like, what the fuck is going on, you know?
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, you really can't blame them. That it's not like all girls do this, but like a large percentage of girls are drinking on the job, I would say, and
And doing coke and doing ecstasy and
it,
doing
it would just be a fucking like I don't know. It just seems
That's
like it would
like-
be really hard to get through the day at a certain point.
That's like even most of like the girls I know that do porn, most of them do drugs and shit. I could probably name a couple of them that don't.
Really?
But like I won't I won't say most of them. Like I know a couple of them that are really bad on drugs, and I know some that are like completely sober that do it too.
I feel like I've ascended to a certain point in the porn world where
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know any girls who do drugs like during their scenes or on a like super regular. I know girls who party at night or whatever, but
Yeah.
I don't know any girls who like get fucked up to shoot. But when I think about it, when I first started talking to porn stars in
That's
LA,
all they were doing.
I would definitely meet some girls who are like, yeah, you know. I
but
did-
like not, but like it is a profession. It's like you're showing up to the office,
Oh, yeah.
basically. You know, it's just your office is you getting banged in the
'cause
asshole.
in
but-
the porn world, if you are like fucked up, drunk, showing up,
Yeah,
looking
they're not
like
fucking
hell
with
on
you.
camera, oh my god, it's so fast and easy for you to get the reputation of being like irresponsible and
bitch, yeah.
unprofessional. But the weird thing is though, is that if you're really popping, people will still kind of deal with it
don't
to a
give a
certain
fuck.
extent. Like there's
that's like rappers who like
Oh, yeah, yeah.
miss shows and whatever the fuck, like you know.
But whereas you could be like a sort of like mid-level like rapper, but have really good relationships with bookers and show promoters and everybody in the industry, and then they'll keep fucking with you. One thing I always like saw happening with, I'll just throw it out there, Lil Xan, is that he was just, he's fucked up on pills and stuff. When he first started blowing up, he doesn't want to go do these shows. He's canceling shows left and right. And I remember actually hearing his manager tell him like, because he was supposed to go to South by Southwest and he didn't want to go. And
What?
like, he was like, the manager was like, bro, like, they're not going to book you again if you ghost them on the show. And he's like, kind of like, it's like whatever. But I mean, like,
It's like, bro, yeah.
that's
I
reality.
bet
is
you
like,
he's probably wishing that was around now.
you want to
Definitely.
do favors for all these people because being well liked is such a fucking massive thing. Like,
Yeah.
if you're an artist, like to have all the media companies think you're tight, to have fucking other rappers think that you're an all right person or whatever. It's like, it really is a popularity contest in a lot of ways. There's a lot of
Yeah.
rappers who are not really like that established, but will be around forever and can always get a cameo in the video, can always get a show, can always get
Yeah.
a Young Thug feature or whatever because they handle themselves the right way and they
Yeah.
put themselves in the right positions and
I feel like I was never good at that. I was never good at that in high school. And I feel like the music industry feels like all the shit. It feels like high school again. And I wasn't really like, I was popular for the wrong reasons in high school where like motherfuckers just didn't like me. And I feel like this is almost happening to me again. And I'm like, I'm not good at like just fucking like attaching myself to people or like the cool popular people and just being like, I'd rather just be overdoing my own thing.
Because I figured that out running the BMX website, where it's like the BMX website got popping because I was willing to talk shit about companies and talk shit about pros and make fun of them, say that their pants fit weird, whatever. And then at a certain point, I start trying to turn it into more of a business, trying to get advertising from all these companies, and I'm realizing like, oh shit, this company doesn't want to fuck with me because I fucking made fun of them like last year or whatever. And like, even like, it's hard to balance it now because it's like I have to sit here and have a real conversation with you about the YF and Lucci thing, but knowing that at some point I'm probably going to be asking YF and Lucci to do an interview. And
if he gets out of jail.
Tricky thing to balance, No,
I know. Or even like, you be in the house, bro. I'll be outside. So, I mean, not outside like that. Like, I'm not going to the underground clubs like AD and them, but like, like, nigga, I might run into somebody that we be talking about on here or something, and they might not like what you said, not even what I said. They might not like what you said and might have a problem with me or word with me or something. And I'm like, nigga, I be thinking about shit like that all the time, bro.
I mean, with AD, that shit happened real quick with the Selena shit.
Oh, yeah, right?
I mean,
like,
he's friends with fucking Trey Songz. He's friends with whoever.
Yeah,
like, it's like he's just like really in that world of like kicking it with all these people, going to parties with them and shit. So it's like, and he even told me that he had conversations with some of those people about it when we basically, like decided that we were going to go in a different direction. And they were very appreciative, and like they got that he was probably part of why we made that decision because seeing it from his perspective let me know before maybe I dug my heels into the sand. Oh, this is gonna be viewed this way, and he was kind of made it clear like this is really not good for me or you.
Yeah, for sure. And honestly, I kind of like remember I told you like I'd be like talking to Eliza sometime like off just like on some regular shit. And she had like expressed to me that, like she wasn't trying to go that route of doing that type of shit no more. And then once I saw them doing like the TikToks and all that shit.
The NBA thing, right?
Yeah, and like honestly, I was just I said this last week too.
Name 8 rappers who you had abortions with or some shit.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Shit like that. And I was just like, I just straight up told her, I was like, yo, like to be honest, like I don't want to like be involved or whatever. And she's like, how is that being involved with you? I'm just like, I don't even want nobody to think that we're that close because somebody's gonna get y'all bitches whacked off for that shit. I don't want to be nowhere near that shit, So it's like, best of luck to you, but
yeah, because let's be real, Eliza like came in the game, made a fuckload of money off OnlyFans,
but she could have switched it up though and not went down that route.
I think that's what she needs to realize. Is that they exposing people, it can get you some attention, but then you got to fall back because that shit is.
But that's what I'm saying. She said to me on plenty of occasions that she was off that, and then it's like, okay, you still on that? Then like.
But then Eliza at a certain point is just going to be like, oh shit, clout. All I got to do is say some crazy shit, and I'm going to get a bunch of clout. Fuck it, let's do it.
It's like you already got that. Like, how many you think you're gonna get? Like another like 100K followers because you expose some more niggas or something?
Right.
Like I don't know. Like what do you?
She should like suck a dick on the timeline. Put that on Twitter. Boom, you're gonna go.
She should drop a song.
Yeah, she's
sounded
really
good yesterday on
It's
live.
been what fucking 9 months and like
you and her are gonna do a song together.
Oh my God, if she lets me rap on a track,
you should.
City Girls.
I'm gonna go crazy. Oh my gosh, she could be the JT to my Young
Shitty
Miami.
Girls.
I think
Fuck you, Adam.
Shitty Girls, yeah.
Are you kidding, Josh? I freestyled for you.
Not shitty like that, just shitty like bad people.
Yeah, just bad people.
I'm a good person.
Yeah, right.
City Girls might be that too. I don't know.
Nah, but look, like
what JT tweet today?
I don't have Twitter.
What did she say? I forgot. She said some stupid shit.
The
today.
voice note?
No, she just tweeted like a 1-sentence thing today that I forgot already.
No.
Fuck, never mind.
Shout out JT. Shout out Young Miami. I love them.
I'm a huge City Girls fan. That's all I think about.
Too.
JT, she's so fine.
I love her.
I didn't realize how bad she was until maybe like last year.
I don't know if I've ever really looked at her.
Bro, she's fucking popping.
She is.
And like, she probably got a little shit touched up or whatever, but that shit look busting to me. Honestly,
She got kids?
No. I used to be a hater of all
She's not hot unless you get kids.
I used to be a hater of all the fake shit sometimes. Because sometimes bitches be overdoing it. But I'm going to be honest, man. Like, some of them just be like, God damn, you look like you was just sculpted by the fucking...
I meet so many guys that say that. But then they, like, idolize the girls with the fake bodies.
No, it's because, like...
It's extreme. It's eye-catching. Like when a rapper's gonna get a girl in a video, it's like
some bitches look stupid though, like with like the ant legs.
Yeah,
and
some
then the
bitches look
ass
like
is so
wisdom
stupid.
teeth, but like.
And that's the whole thing with surgery is that when they nail it, it's fucking amazing.
Yeah, for
and when they fuck it up, it's fucking horrible.
For sure.
And it's a pretty risky roll of the dice, especially like the whole ass thing and stuff. It's a new thing. Like they've been doing breast implants for like 40 years.
Yeah, especially like sculpting the whole body thing, like not even just like doing ass shots, but like these bitches that get their whole bodies like
They got hip injections now.
all types of shit.
I will be investing.
A lot of bitches just be looking crazy though. It's like, but then I'm not. Oh my god, I saw this girl that I know that was like always kind of cute and like she always looked good or whatever, bro. She posted a fucking bikini pic somewhere, and I was like, when did this ass get like this? And I'm like, she must have got it done because it was never popping like this. And I was like, this might be one of the best transfer because it was like, it didn't look too crazy. I know for a fact that her ass wasn't like that before. And like, if I know her, so like, I'm only assuming that she got it done. So if it's not obvious, then I feel like you won.
How do you rate your own ability to judge Photoshop? Because that's one thing.
Oh, no.
I'd be looking at girls' photos, like, and I didn't really understand this until Lena started putting me on game and being like, look at this photo. Like, you see our ass looks like this. It's like zoom in. It's not, that shit is tricky. There's a lot of butts that look great in photos, but that's the fucked up thing. And I have to remind my girl that because she is in the house taking care of the baby. She barely fucking puts makeup on. So, she'll do a photo shoot, put makeup on, whatever, but she's very much like not getting dressed up. And she's like telling me like, I got to stop looking at Instagram because I just look at these fucking hot ass girls and it makes me feel like shit. And I'm like,
but it's crazy because those are the bitches that are like idolizing her.
And this
Literally.
is Lena, who's poppin', knows exactly how the game works, and she's still having the thing happen to her that we're worried about like 16-year-old girls having when they look at Instagram and they're like, oh my god, all these girls are so beautiful, and they don't realize that there's surgery, makeup, Photoshop,
makeup.
and that those three things can make but in a weird way, it's such a reassuring feeling. The other day, a friend of mine was around a girl who's like really famous and really beautiful, and she didn't have any makeup on, and she happened to be in this photo. I mean, this girl's like famous for her beauty. In this photo, you would have thought she was a random ass girl waiting for the bus. Wow. And I'm like, this is really like what these fucking young girls need to know is that this is, yes, it's one thing to take a beautiful photo. That you have to stop short of making yourself feel bad of how you look when you get out of the shower and you don't have anything done to you,
Can I say something though? Yeah. I think that maybe that's why that Bust It challenge is actually good because it's showing the beginning of how these bitches look every day.
That's a good point.
And then it shows how they get ready. And I was like, damn, like a lot of these girls I've seen do this challenge, I'm like, I've seen you at both of those points. And like, this is a pretty true representation of how you look when you're not dressed up and how you look when you are dressed up.
Right.
And I feel like, damn, actually that is a good challenge. We need to push that challenge forward. So all the bitches, all the young women out there, don't feel bad about themselves.
No, it's just like the younger girls. Like I feel bad.
Hell
for.
no.
But I'm just saying, it's like
That's
Lena's
why I
going
feel
through this.
bad.
Lena's feeling bad about herself, and she knows better. She knows what goes into making these photos look so great, and it's still fucking with her head,
Bro, I know grown ass girls that'll be like, like my boyfriend's like his ex. Look at his ex. She's so hot. Like, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, bro, if we seen that bitch right now walking down the street, you wouldn't even know that was her.
You're judging you with nothing. You fresh out the shower, you fresh out of bed with morning breath, you're judging that against this fucking polished photo. And but now you have like two different styles of women. You have Tana Mongeau, who, to her credit, her photos are some of the most face-tuned on the internet. Like it's like an alien version of her sometimes because
I've seen her at like a party before and she looked good from across the room.
She does look good, but then in her photos, she makes herself look like a supermodel, and it's like that's one way of doing things. But then Tana will also make a YouTube video with no makeup on, and you get to see what she actually looks like. When you think of some of the girls who are considered to be the most hot, like somebody like Kylie Jenner, she clearly goes very out of her way to not show you what she looks like when she doesn't have her makeup on.
It'd be some pictures leaked though.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Sure.
And then you sort of are like, oh, okay.
Dude, you know they be giving it to like Billie Eilish. I'm like, bro, like she young as fuck. Like
that one shit went so viral because it was just like a picture of her jogging across the street. And they were fucking going crazy about. Like there was just one guy who was like a troll, like just saying that she looked disgusting, and then
it was just like, bro,
a million women defending her, basically saying,
first of all, bro, she's like 18, and he was like, oh,
She's
like,
a very pretty girl.
Yeah, they be on her head, bro. That shit weird.
But right
it's
there,
because she's just so famous. It's like,
and you can, but that's the thing about her. She did a lot for a long time to hide her body.
Yeah, for a long
She
bro.
did.
Bro, my ex used to like my ex and her like boss used to style her when she was like 16 or some shit, 15 or some shit. So
Right.
I'm like, what? She's probably like 18 now.
But she went so out of her way to like not ever really like sexualize herself or show her body, and
Yeah,
then they
which
end up
was
with
good.
one random photo where it's not like you could see her boobs, but you could tell how
You could
big her
just tell they
boobs
were
are and
big,
shit.
yeah.
And then like it's like everyone just has to snap into. But then what was crazy about it is that you have one dude talking shit about her. And like realistically, not a big account.
Yeah, like
and then
a
you
big
have 10 million people spreading his message by hating
Yeah.
on it. And but that's like a weird thing that happens where it's like you'll have one person say something negative, and then the pile on will like make you feel like the negative thing was this huge thing. But in reality, the pile on is the huge thing. The
Right.
fucking
Yeah.
person who said the shitty thing.
No, the
You know?
huge thing were her boobs. I didn't know they were that big. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that.
I actually hate you.
They were huge though. I didn't even
They're
know
nice
that
boobs.
was. I was nah.
And in a lot of ways, though, that's
young.
why that photo went viral, is because people were like realizing she had boobs for the first time.
I seen some video of her like playing with her dog and she was like smacking her titty. I don't know why, but I guess her smacking the titty was like making the dog do something.
Oh my
But she
God.
just kept smacking her titty.
Did you like search this?
No.
Like I have so many questions. How did we get there?
I don't know. It was like a video on YouTube. It was like Billie Eilish plays with.
And you had to click that? That was in the suggested?
Just know it was funny. I can't hold you. It was like a TikTok or something.
But I remember
It was
like
funny, though.
somebody said something about Billie Eilish sort of sexualizing her, and then Yachty quote tweeted it and said she's 17, bro.
Yeah, that's a fact.
But
Well,
that-
she's like
that-
18
But
now,
that was
by the
like
way.
She's-
that was like a month before she turned 18, and I was like, this is kind of interesting because I mean I'm sure people still would,
Like I'm saying, like so, like a month later, people are gonna be like, "Oh, it's okay now."
you
Right.
know,
People are like
weird.
that though, actually.
yeah, which is
Very
weird.
strange.
Because then you also have them sort of carrying over the thing of like, well, it doesn't matter if she's 18, she's still young as fuck. You can't talk about her like that, you know. Which I guess like the saying the shitty thing about her body, it doesn't matter how old
doesn't
she
matter
is. It's
how
shitty.
old she
Yeah,
was,
it's just
yeah.
fucked up.
It's just
No,
like
actually, it does make it weirder that she's younger because it's like
true.
it's like you're trying to like put these like unrealistic standards on a fucking
Child.
teen
Yeah.
girl. Like that's weird, you know.
But I wonder if she ever will like really be putting herself out there like a fucking grown ass beautiful woman, or you know, because like the whole thing of
I feel
like
like that's
her
not even her swag though.
for yet, but like I mean her wearing the giant fucking Kanye and Lil Pump outfit type,
That's a
whatever outfits.
She do be saucing though, and she
She's
be
so
and she
fly.
be wearing the homie shit.
She
So
is
shout out
so
to her. I need to
fucking
give
fly.
Billie Eilish a pair of high rollers
You do.
for real.
She's so fly.
She's definitely watching. Just leave your email in
She's
the comments.
definitely watching.
Leave your email in the comments, Billy. It's fine.
We love you, Billy.
Now you know what? I'm gonna just hit up the homies who have given her clothes before and be like, "Yo,
Plug that.
slide these to Billy."
Did she do a revenge photo shoot, or was that just?
Revenge, Garrett Revenge,
Yeah.
or maybe
I think it might.
maybe she was just wearing it.
I think somebody told me that she almost did.
That's
or something.
super fire if she did though.
Yeah, that's
honestly,
insane.
damn. They probably
Yeah.
dropped a bag for that.
No,
Oh,
my
for
god!
sure.
Speaking of dropping a bag to get somebody, I don't even want to talk about it. I don't want to jinx it yet. Just know something
Yeah.
very cool. Is
If you're talking
on
about
the way.
somebody wearing your shoes, I wouldn't jinx it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah, don't do that.
It's on the way. I'll tell you after.
You never want someone to get in their ear and say like,
want
"Oh,
the
those
best for you."
shoes have asbestos in them."
Appreciate that. I want the best for me.
You want the best for
I
you,
never
bro?
say what interviews I'm doing before I do them.
Before you do it, okay.
Just because you know anything could
yeah,
happen.
because you're right. It might turn them off and be like, ah, what the fuck.
Or
And you know people be hating too.
exactly.
like-
Yassy. Ugh.
That part.
Yes.
You're gonna go on Yassy's
low-key.
show.
Why do you always pronounce the S's so harsh?
Yes.
I'm gonna be honest. Niggas was talking shit on in my thing. And I'm like, bro, get off the homegirl.
Oh no, for sure.
Like, you're bringing Yassy on the show tonight.
I saw people in the
Somebody
comments.
told me to
of-
fire her.
I saw the
Told them to
comments
fire
in
me.
AD's Instagram of being like, "Fuck Yassy," and him having to be like, "Nah, bro, she's cool. Like, chill." Like,
Niggas is weird, bro. Niggas is too invest. Bro, so many people are like, I'm so glad you got Camera out of here. I'm just like, bro, y'all niggas are too
Like y'all
fucking
hate women and y'all get no pussy. Just say that. Like that's really what it
That's
is.
the-
Like
crazy part.
that's the craziest part.
That's the
incel
crazy-
gang.
Incel gang.
Incel gang?
Don't bang.
Nah, but
I saw the cam girl was doing a Twitch stream where she was DJing as if she was like on a billboard on Melrose.
that shit was fire.
And she's like, "We're gonna do this like it's 2016." I, was like, I respect that.
Whoever edited that for her was fucking amazing. Shout out to Cam Girl, man.
I've never felt like
I need Cam Girl to pick me up in the Tesla.
I've never
How
felt
have I
like
how have I not rode in the Tesla
that
yet?
time of my life was longer away from right now than in that moment of her saying 2016, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ.
When did the shop officially open on Melrose?
Honestly, I
2017?
don't know. There is a vlog that's called like, you know, the grand opening of the OSS store
That
or
was a
whatever.
fun day.
Yeah.
That was an insane day.
It was
Barred
lit.
out. Barred out. Line down the fucking street of kids just being like, oh my God, bro. I was like, oh shit.
We
Every fucking SoundCloud rapper you can think of was there.
I
It was
probably
fucking
told this story
lit.
too many times, but literally I was at my friend Brian Kaczynski's wedding in Arizona. I get up super early. I get in my car like 5 a.m.
And drive back?
and I drive all the way to LA. I park on the street on Melrose, and then I am walking to the back of the store, and as I'm walking up, I see Phil and a couple other people beating the dog shit out of this guy, and then the story ends up coming out that this guy literally had the fucking things on his chest from being in the ambulance. He had escaped from an ambulance where they had been trying to like shock him back, like I don't know what, but he runs into the bike shop, starts trying to steal bikes or whatever, somehow ends up getting through to the back. They end up beating the dog shit out of him, and then the lady who owned the house behind, she comes out, makes them stop beating him up. Like, no, leave him alone. Rah, rah, rah. This guy goes in her garage, starts trying to steal stuff from her garage. This lady's husband then comes out and starts beating this dude up.
What the fuck?
It was madness.
This nigga was just getting his ass beat by everybody.
Straight pathological. Like, he was so fucked up. Like, he was like some, I don't know exactly what it was, but he was in the back
think
of
it
it.
was-
Psych ward.
How do you escape from an ambulance and go to my grand opening of my shop? This was an unexpected plot twist.
And then get beat up
And then get beat up twice.
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 That's
Jesus
a bad day.
Christ.
Isn't that crazy?
That's 2 L's.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how that story lasted that long. It even lasted as long as it did. It was just always some fucking weird shit going on, man.
I had a long conversation today about bringing it back.
I mean, we should, but like maybe not just advertise, or maybe not do live shit.
No, yeah.
No, no.
Like
We could
do
still
here.
do some content there. And that's kind of like, if I were to like start the store off, number one, it's not going to be on that part of Melrose, even if it's on Melrose, it's going to be on a nicer part. But that's how I would do it, is I would have like a filming setup in back so that if so-and-so pops in, we could do an interview with them or whatever. But I'm definitely not doing, like this shit. I'm not, doing the interviews.
I just wish I was there more to soak up more of the clout that was available because, I feel like you guys being there all the time, y'all really got to interact with people on the. I wasn't there like pretty much at all, really. I would just like pop up every now and then.
It destroyed my ability to communicate. Like
That would be fun for me.
I'm only now realizing the impact that it had on me, and I think about it when situations happen, like when Doughboy came in yesterday.
Oh, really?
Shout out Doughbeezy.
That's one of my favorite rappers. honestly.
He's with a couple
He's hard.
dudes, right?
So fucking tight.
I had met these dudes before, and I recognized them and stuff. And I'm like, oh yeah, shit. Like I don't even remember the names, but I'm like, oh, what's up? I seen you at this shit. Yeah. I'm actually like talking to him, breaking bread, whatever. And these are the type of dudes that I fuck with. They got face tattoos and they hang out with rappers. That's all I care about. Anyway, I'm like thinking about it. Like my whole time at the store, meeting hundreds of people a day and just nonstop, bro. It fucked up my ability to
Sounds
Just
like.
be on your phone
overwhelming.
like, yeah, what's up?
Overwhelming
It
as fuck.
fucked up my ability to like have
cool.
one-on-one conversations with people and be interested in people, because normally like you meet somebody interesting, it's like, well, how many interesting people did you meet that day? Like none. Like for me, it's like all day and everybody's having the same conversation with me. It really fucking did a number on my personality. And only after being here for like a year can I really like see that and realize like how.
Do you miss it now?
Yes, but in a different way. It was more the fact that I had to be there to be productive or to do work.
Yeah.
Like this is where I go in the morning to work on my laptop, and there's all this crazy shit happening around me.
Oh no, I don't know how you got anything done.
Yeah, it was tough. But now if I were to do another shop, it would be more like we do the content here, and then I pick
Even your
segments.
energy was different because like you would just be in the back and be like, nobody fucking come back here and like lock the door.
Yeah, and it feels like
if
shit.
you thought he was weird now, back then he was probably just because he was stressed out. I feel
And
like
because, like the kid in the front of the shop is like, telling me like, and I'm doing 3-4 interviews in a day, and he's telling me like, yo, Yachty just pulled up. And I'm not happy to like see Yachty. I'm like pissed, like fuck, like I gotta like, tell him I'm gonna talk to him later. Yeah, because it's like I got too much. Like I'm doing 3 interviews. I gotta answer my emails in between. I got
No, that's
meetings.
hella overwhelming.
It was too much of
or
a
it's just
good
like
thing.
Imagine when it wasn't like someone like Yachty or someone just like someone completely random that you don't want to talk to, and they're like, oh, like Adam's in the back, like yeah.
Yeah. It was madness.
Or just fucking Hesh and his fucking random homies pulling up trying to smoke a blunt. Or
Oh
something.
yeah, and when you really think about like how much the shop changed throughout the course of it, like when we first got that shop, it was like anyone we were cool with could come through and kick it in back and smoke
all day long.
That shit really started to slow down pretty quick though. It was the day, and I'm not going to tell this whole story, but it was the day that I realized that a couple of girls that we knew were organizing a fight with another girl.
Yeah.
Oh
Who,
my God.
who actually was in high school at the time,
Yeah,
which
she
makes
was
this
young.
worse. And like they're tweeting at each other like, meet me at the On Some Shit store. I'm gonna beat your ass. And I'm having to like text the girls that we know like, hey, if you could like not beat up a 15-year-old girl at my
That'd be
shop
great.
today, that would be so sick.
Yeah.
And like they're doing it down the street, but it's still like that like early sign of like, yo, we gotta have a mega strict policy about who's allowed to
Yeah.
kick it here. But then it just became everybody kicking it in front and just smoking 5 million blunts. Honestly, the thing I'm thankful for is that the store never got shot up, because it just felt like with that many people smoking weed and doing God knows what out front, I'm kind of
because
surprised
Melrose
nobody ever got into some crazy shit.
It's because you gotta think about it like this. It's like people think Melrose is so sweet or like whatever, but it be shit going down on Melrose, right? But it's also just not super blatant, because like niggas don't want to go to jail. No matter how gangster you are, you don't really want to go to jail. So like shooting someone in front of the On Some Shit store presumably would send you directly to jail, because there's so many businesses around. There's so many like random white people. There's the whole Jewish community around.
For the record, somebody did get killed in front of the store like a couple weeks ago.
Really?
No idea
in front
why.
of the old store.
Yeah, no
They were
idea why.
They thought it was you,
Probably.
and they shot them
Wow.
up.
Presumably.
I remember someone was threatening me like maybe like a couple months ago, and they were like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna come to the On Some Shit store and beat your ass or something." I was like,
I still
for
see
sure,
tweets,
bro. I'll be there.
I see tweets to this
You're
day
so
like,
stupid.
I'm coming to LA next week and I'm going to your store.
No, people DM me that every week still.
I'm like, how out of this are you? Like, how are you saying you're such a big fan of me and you don't know that the store's
Got
been
my
closed for a
haircut
year?
today, and the guy was like, "You guys still have that store on Melrose, right?" I'm like, "It's been almost 2 years."
No, it's been a year.
But I lied and said it's only been 2 years. Because I'm just like, nigga, what the fuck are you talking about? Bro? Yeah, so
That's funny.
if anyone wants to come beat my ass, I'm still on, what was the old address?
7669
I'm still at
Melrose.
7669 Melrose if you want to come fuck me up.
I was so mad when I first moved out here.
Wait,
Because
wait.
I fucking looked for an apartment there because I thought that's where all the
Oh,
shit was
really?
going
You
down.
You know what
yeah.
else is crazy too? I was beefing with this nigga who lived over there too in the same area, and he was like, "Oh yeah, da, da, da." Like he was like, "Yeah, pull up to my house to fight me," and I'm like, "Nigga, I do a live stream that you know that we do every week around the corner from your house. I'm not gonna pull up to your house on my off day to come fight you.
Yeah,
if
what
you
the fuck?
want, if you want to come fuck me up, you know where I'm at the time we were doing it like Monday.
I remember multiple situations like that where like I would tell somebody like fuck you, pull up on Twitter or whatever, and then they would come to the store and just say to like the employee working like, yo, Adam called me a bitch on Twitter. He told me to pull up. And the
no way.
employee would have to be like, all right, like, I don't think he's gonna come out. Like, he's in back. He's doing an interview right now. Like, I don't know. Maybe you
Why
want to
would
wait
the
in
employee
front.
That is
tell
not
that.
a gangsta combination.
I mean, like what are they supposed to say? They don't really know what to say.
That must be such an uncomfortable position to be in.
but
'cause
also they
what do you
shouldn't
say?
they shouldn't have said that you were in the back. Maybe they should have just said you weren't even there.
Or like explain the full thing. It's like, well, Adam's in back and he's got a couple people with
With
guns and he's
and,
not
like-
gonna fight you. And like
It's like-
realistically, you're 17.
That'd have been my
It's
go-to.
like, what's gonna happen?
Some
That'd
like
be my
random
go-to.
kid. Yo, remember you
funny.
like fucked that guy's girlfriend and he like tried to come fight you or something?
I actually thought about that recently.
You know what's funny?
Did you
That
purposely
guy-
do it?
No, I don't think he did.
I
it on
didn't
purpose
fight
at all.
him, but no, what actually happened was I went to a show and then this dude was with his girl at the show, right? The girl starts DMing me right away and is hollering at me. And then the next morning I wake up and I text her again and I realize, and like she starts saying like, "You're a fucking weirdo, you creep. How dare you holler at me like this, whatever."
You're
I'm
like,
like, God
what?
damn, you DM me? What the
Like,
fuck?
what the fuck?
And she's like, and then I realized like, oh, it's the boyfriend on her phone threatening me.
Probably
And-
beating her ass
but-
like you
Yo.
fucking bitch.
but then he freaked me the fuck out too because he's like, I'm underage.
he was just.
And then I
lying.
figure out like, oh, she's not underage.
He's
It's just her
just saying.
boyfriend trying to fucking make me stop talking to her.
That's so fucked.
Shout out to that dude. I have no idea who he is. But
No, but I can tell you that one of my friends was like, she was like, yeah, this guy was like acting like he like knew you and he was like calling you by name, like blah blah. And then she told me his name and then like where he was from or something. And I was like, no way that it was the same guy. And
the guy that...
Yeah, and now he was like fucking my friend and acting like me and him were friends.
No, he is
Weird.
Unhealthy.
Not for real.
He's unhealthy.
Like, and he was even like talking about Peep, like, yeah, Gus, this, da da da. I hate.
Don't Gus me.
I hate. Literally, don't fucking Gus me. I hate.
Don't
when
jaw me.
Random, bro. Don't Jared me.
So cringe.
Jared me.
So cringe.
Bro, don't fuck. Oh my god. That's like if I was to be like, man, Jared, I like met him one time. Went to his house. I met that man one time and I went to his house once. That's like me being like, man, I miss Jared.
I'm
so
never
much.
in a rush to start calling a rapper by their real name. It's
Dude,
like you went through all the trouble of building this brand name for yourself. Why am I gonna just start calling you Dave all of a sudden?
This guy that I don't want to expose, like this guy that I was working with, like for the high roller shit. He fucking he first of all he did the same thing to me with my friends. Like, okay, he called me and Koo, my business partner. He's like, oh, like what are you guys doing tonight to celebrate? This was like the day after we dropped the shoes. He's like, what are you guys doing tonight to celebrate? And we were like, oh, like nothing really. We just like getting dinner, but we're probably gonna go to this thing tomorrow, right? So he hits up the girl who was having the party the next day and was like, yo, Monte and Koo said they were having the High Rollers release party at your house.
What the fuck?
Like, is it cool if I come? So then these bitches are hitting me up like, why the fuck would you be telling people that my birthday party was your shoe release? Like, da-da-da. And I'm just like, why would I say that? Like,
That
what
is
are you
so
talking?
fucking
It was just
weird.
so weird, right? And then this same guy was under like Metro Boomin's fucking comments calling him by first name, like, oh, blah, like DeQuavius or whatever the fuck.
You're fucking annoying.
I don't know his name. Like, shout out
Quavo's name is Quavius.
shout out Metro, but I'm just saying, like, I'm just like, dude, like, some people just have zero social cues. Just like, why the fuck would
No,
you
that's
do
just
that?
unhealthy. Like, that's unstable. It's fucking weird.
Bro, these girls were cussing me out. Like, why would you do that? Da, da, da. Like, we don't even want you to come now, like, basically. And I was like, I don't give a fuck.
You got uninvited?
Not really, but I'm just saying, like, I didn't physically want to go no more because I felt like they was pressing me about some shit that I would never even do. I'm not even that weird. Why would I say that?
Yeah, that is very weird.
And like,
I remember when we first got, this is a random memory, but I remember when we first got that shop, there was one night where we were all kicking in the back and I had my laptop connected to a big ass speaker and I was just sitting there fucking like DJing for the fucking back of the house, just playing songs and totally like running the vibe. This is my first time ever like DJing to like, you know, like 50 people hanging out.
there was 50 people?
There might have been 50 people
Damn.
kicking it. And at some
It was
point,
lit.
I realized, like, they tell me, like, yo, you can't play music that loud. And not just, like, you can't play that music that loud. You can't play music, like, 20% that loud. Like, there's all houses. There's, like, families who live right here. You just
Was it
can't.
late at night?
Yeah. I don't know what I was thinking.
You weren't.
That sounds
You
pretty
weren't.
normal to
That
me.
was
I feel
normal.
like you're playing music there all the time.
No, not that loud. You get a certain vibe when it's that loud, you know?
You had the whole block shaking.
That was fun.
But nigga, you remember they had that Shoreline pop up? Like that shit was crazy.
Yeah.
That was the most Hispanic kids I've ever seen in my life in one congested place.
No, yeah. That was madness. It was just like, you know, the way that people do stores now is that they will like, oh, you have a brand? All right, I'm going to do a pop-up. Or I'm going to get this space for a month and just do like, you know, because the reality is that if you, like with your brand, I think you, with that brand, starting a fucking store that's
brick and
open,
mortar.
this is a horrible idea.
Yeah.
But you doing a pop-up for a weekend would be
That'd be
huge.
hard,
You're going to have a
yeah.
line the whole time. You're going to make a shitload of money.
Mm-hmm.
You only got to pay a little bit. You don't have to worry about what Monday is going to be like. Because yes, like the OSS store, we sell a shitload of stuff on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. All of a sudden, Monday comes along. We're like lucky if we make like $300. You know, it's like we're lucky if we sell $500 worth of shit. And it's like, that is how a lot of people view a store now, and it makes a lot of sense. Even right now, there's a million storefronts on Melrose that we could say, yo, I'm trying to do a no jumper pop-up shop for the weekend, give them a little bit of money, do the pop-up, it's popping, you keep moving. For me, it's like I always wanted to do a shop to be like a hub for the community, because that's how I think of it with a bike shop. Is like a bike shop exists so that when your chain breaks, you have a place to go to fix your chain. And yes, we're going to promote our business through this place, but it also has like a functional reason for existing. Like I realized that on Melrose when I saw that FaZe was doing a store, and I thought it was so tight. And then I'm realizing like, oh, this is like a month, and then they're gonna get rid of it because what does FaZe really gain from having a store on a day-to-day basis? You lose the thrill of it. Everybody gets used to it and treats it like it's just whatever after a while.
Because it's not like round 2 or something where it's like you got. I mean, even if you had new shit dropping all the time, it still wouldn't like.
And if you're FaZe, it's more advantageous to do a drop than to have clothes that people can just come in and buy every day.
Every day,
which is kind of like a very different way of like thinking about selling product, you know.
Hell
So
yeah.
it's like I do want to have a store again because I like being that place for the community. And I also feel like we're just gonna have to like really like know exactly what we're doing, have the right people who are gonna
Can't
work
wait to do
there.
a fucking pop up. I'm sorry, I've been
yeah.
I've been thinking about it already, and I'm just like the ideas I'm gonna have is gonna be fucking so.
I
I
could work your pop up.
Yeah, I actually might need you to like run a register or something. Is Yassy trustful? She's gonna like
No,
steal.
she steals money from here too. There's no money.
what I'm-
There's no money around, but she still steals it.
That's what I was thinking. No, but like, oh man, I already have so many ideas for it, and like, fuck, it's gonna be fucking lit. I want to see all the people like wearing them and like pulling up and wearing the old ones that already came out. It's gonna be
I
fucking
need to
lit.
cop.
Hey, just know that's what I should do is go on the whole tour,
You should.
a fucking
I would if
Like
I were you
after
for sure.
COVID?
Yeah.
shoe tour.
After COVID or like
Nigga, right now, let's go. I'll
feel
do
it. Demon
I'll do one
shit.
next month.
And then the other thing about it too.
Wait, is there any like? Do I
there's
have
a new
to?
strain that's
Oh, yeah,
apparently
that's true.
vaccine
You could
resistant.
wear a mask or get vaccinated.
It's vaccine resistant, the new strain.
Jesus Christ.
It's like Kush, like it's like a new strain, like it's like Zaza.
No, it's like mid.
My mom basically tested negative, but basically had COVID since the last time we did this podcast. So that was a thing that I went through.
Oh, that's comfortable.
I'm sorry, bro.
She's better
Weird.
now, it seems, but she like it's actually really crazy, dude. Because like as soon as we found out that she was this degree of sick and it sounded exactly like COVID, we sent a fucking lab there or whatever, and they did the short term test. That's like immediately, like 15 minutes later, they get an answer that was negative. We get the full test 2 days later, and this is with her. Like you're not supposed to test positive unless you're showing at least some symptoms. So she's totally sick in bed. It's like then that came back negative too. But like every single thing, she lost her sense of smell. It's like everything about it is COVID, but she didn't test positive for COVID. But yeah, it seems
This
like
shit's
she's
scary.
Shit
me.
is fucked.
really
Bro, I
scary.
just hope some like fucking like I Am Legend shit don't happen or something. Like, everybody turns into zombies that takes a vaccine, and then there's just no more Earth. Everyone's dead.
If
Yeah,
you
that'll
could pick
probably
like 5 people
Huh?
if you could pick like 5 people to go through that experience with, like an apocalypse, who'd you pick?
COVID zombies. Who you'd want to give
Like,
COVID and
no,
become
no,
a
no,
zombie?
no.
Who do you want like on your like?
Who do you want on
platoon,
your like
on
survivor,
squad?
your survival team?
Like people that I know or like,
Anybody.
cause I'm gonna pick like some like fucking military sergeant nigga or something that.
YFN Lucci. I would choose him to lead me into battle.
I was about to
Okay.
say,
I fuck with
if
that.
the zombies attack your car, he's gonna fucking kick you
Shut
out.
up. YFN,
I'm going
man.
with OJ for sure.
What if we found out that YFN pulled up on YBN? Maybe that's their ops.
No.
Bro,
No,
He's
like,
like,
why?
your name is too
Why are
similar
you
to
starting
mine.
beef
I'm just kidding.
between 3
Who's
letters?
How they gonna pull up on YBN? This is just one guy.
It's literally one guy.
I'm really trying to think like who would I actually like? I need like Arnold Schwarzenegger or somebody on my platoon.
Ted Cruz.
Who the fuck is that?
Exactly.
The YouTuber guy?
Yes.
the one that does like.
Yeah, he's a
"Are you sick
politician,
of-"
but politicians are basically YouTubers at this point.
I
So
thought you
yeah.
were talking about
for
the guy
sure.
with the glasses that would do the intros on. I mean, he would do the ads on YouTube all the time.
Oh, Ty Lopez.
Oh yeah. Why did I think
Ted
that was
Cruz,
the
Ty
same?
Lopez is pretty
Why did I think
close.
they
Same
were the same
difference.
person?
Yeah. Shout out everybody, man. I think we've been on here
No,
for
wait,
some
no, no.
time.
I
Oh,
need,
wait, what else
No,
you got?
you
'cause
need to
you're-
answer this.
What?
Who's your 5 people? At least 3.
To bring with me to combat COVID?
Yeah, but like it's a post-apocalyptic. Everyone's like like the alive people are all zombies now, and there's like
Me, Elon Musk, Keemstar, YFN Lucci, obviously, Jennifer Aniston.
I love
you have no one to
Jennifer
like
Aniston.
defend you guys.
Jennifer Aniston. She's an expert
boobs.
shooter.
her.
Okay, you definitely
She was on
need-
Friends.
You definitely I know who that is.
I know.
You definitely need Elon Musk for sure. That was great.
Yeah.
Why YFN Lucci?
Because he wants him to lead him to combat.
He's got street smarts.
Damn.
I know he wouldn't leave me behind.
What about you? Who's your people?
I'm not gonna lie. Everyone I picked, we're all gonna die. So
Who?
Fat Joe, Lil Pump,
yeah, there we go.
Fat
Fat
Joe,
Joe,
Lil Pump?
Lil Pump,
who both started OnlyFans today.
Can I resurrect?
OJ Simpson.
I'm gonna like resurrect Nipsey Hussle or something and bring him.
Okay, that's player.
I would say like, people from my family, but then I'm like, fuck, like My mom might slow us down a
My
little
mom
bit.
pops too much shit. She's gonna die.
Who's that military guy that's always on Sam Harris?
Oh, I'm bringing Dr. Umar. You
No,
can't bring your white wife. You can't bring your white wife.
Yeah,
You cannot bring your
He's
white
so
wife.
funny.
I'm bringing Kevin Samuels.
I hate Kevin Samuels.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna bring like Dave Chappelle or somebody that's like funny that can make me laugh afterwards. Actually, I'm the funny one.
Dave Chappelle got powers, man, because he fucking got his shit taken off Netflix real
Mm-hmm.
quick, which nobody else can do that.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
You watch George Costanza holler at Netflix, hey, take my shit down. No.
Wait, he got them to remove the Chappelle
Yeah,
show?
he basically said they didn't like the terms of the deal with like his syndication and everything. Basically saying he's not making any money when they take Chappelle's show and put it on Netflix, which I think that was a big part of why he dipped off on.
Why'd they just pay him?
Because that like the ownership of the content is like Comedy
Not-
Central or whoever the
Yeah.
production company, like he
Yeah.
owns little or barely any.
Probably like 5-10%.
And that's why, I mean, I don't know the exact details, but that's why Dave Chappelle dipped off on the whole thing, because it's like at a certain point, it's like, oh, I have the most popular show in the world, but I'm getting peanuts and I don't own
Exactly.
it. Why the fuck am I doing this? You know?
That's a fact.
They surely did remove it though.
Like somebody pointed that out to me, like everybody wants to talk to Nas about Illmatic, but Nas doesn't make any money off Illmatic.
He don't give a fuck about that.
So it's like he has no reason to push that shit when obviously like if you buy a new Nas album, it's just like more advantageous to
Hell
him
yeah.
by far over his old shit, but he's still forced to talk about Illmatic, you know?
It's like one of the greatest albums. He's like, man, I don't give a fuck about that shit.
Fool,
Literally.
I know. They've been telling me that for 30 years,
Years.
bruh.
Yo, for
Years.
real, bro.
Yeah.
Shout out to Nas.
Half man, half amazing.
Love Nas.
This has been the No Jumper Show. Me and Pot Lord will be streaming your music very shortly after the show.
Shout out Pot Lord,
Shout out
Big
his
Toke.
Shout out his baby. Shout out
Pow.
Tess. Shout out the homegirl Tess. in
His
the building.
baby blows my mind because I look at his baby and I'm like, oh my God, I cannot believe my baby is going to somehow turn into a person this size
I
and
know.
with these capabilities.
I know. I feel like his baby grew up so fast, bro. It's crazy.
He's so cute.
Scary.
I feel like
man.
I'm still a baby, basically. Like I
Oh,
need
God,
someone to
no.
change my diaper and put me to sleep every night.
Oh God, no.
I'm really pissed off that at some point my kid's going to start eating real food and her poop is going to start smelling because it's like it doesn't smell right now.
Wait
'cause
till it
it's
gets
just-
solid.
so that's what
I feel like
pissed
I would
off.
want it to be solid more than just runny like milk shit that gets like everywhere.
That was disgusting.
But the milk
I wrong?
shits are just pure like.
But isn't it just like
It's like puree.
It's pure diarrhea, but it's like it doesn't smell because all she consumes is milk. I know once I start feeding her
But
Gerber and shit.
it's like titty milk though, so it's not like you're like lactose, like and you eat like dairy milk and you shit everywhere. It's different.
A
right?
different type, I guess. But once I
type
start
of milk.
feeding her Gerber, I know those dumps are gonna get way crazy. Because AD said he's like, wait till you start feeding her McDonald's, and he said his kid will shit, take the diaper off, and then move it around, whip it against the wall.
Nah.
I'm like, oh hell no!
I would throw my baby off the balcony.
Okay, I'm not gonna do that,
Okay.
but. Dude, oh my God. Why did I see a YouTube video title the other day that scarred me? I didn't even watch the video, but it's like 16-year-old buries his baby in snow and shoots her twice. That was the title.
That is.
I didn't watch it, but I was like, I felt scarred at knowing that happened. Not a great way to end the podcast.
No, that
but
was so dark. I don't even know how to feel.
this is No Jumper, a fun-loving podcast. We talk to rappers and have good-hearted, light fun.
And we love the kids.
What?
Shout out,
Shout
end of
out the
sentence.
kids.
Now I kind of feel like I
I
have to
knew
watch
it
the
was
video. It
EOS.
wasn't, yes.
1090 Jake. I'm rocking with y'all and y'all rocking with me.
Every day, his job is just to pick out the worst thing that happened on Earth that week and talk about it. Shout out to everybody who watched this. Please follow me on TikTok at Adam22 and follow Lena the Plug. Free Lena the Plug on Instagram. Just got her account back. Gang since potty train. RIP Duck. Yassy still alive somehow. The
Yo.
Crips ain't